King, Mike in the Night, and the Gemini crew.
I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, coming to you with Mike in the Night. Apparently, we're not getting a steady stream here. We are getting some... stream seems to be okay. Hope you guys could hear me all right here. I'm just checking out this. But apparently, they're saying they're not getting a steady stream here. So let me know if there's any issues there. Anyways, I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching this transmission. Whether you're watching this from your condo in the sky, or your cabin in the woods, or just couch surfing on a buddy's couch. Or maybe you're in your car on a road trip, or relaxing in your lazy boy. Yeah. People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. It's 3 a.m. and something's moving you. So sit back, crack open a window, and relax and get some coffee, maybe some tea, because you're tuned into Mike in the Night, the voice of the Commonwealth. Anyways, so here in the studio today, I want to send a very, 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 very big hug and a very heartfelt thank you to the guests that came in. They don't do too much social media. That came in from Edmonton. They drove all the way from Edmonton. I'm like, you're going somewhere else? No, we came all the way from Edmonton to see you, Mike. And I'm like, wow. Now that's a drive and a half. And I really appreciate that. And, very appreciate the company. Anyways, big hug to everybody out there and all the other people that came this week to see me. People traveling through, coming to see me. I'm at 1925 Quilchena in downtown Merritt if you guys want to come in and see me in person. So we are rebroadcasting the stream. I'm doing a test. It's going out in Africa right now. I'm targeting Angola, countries of region, and Mozambique with the translator on, where it's auto-translating it, but it has a hell of a delay. Hopefully I could get this out. There's a streaming service out in Brazil too that works for the software that I'm using for streaming for you guys, and I want to see if I could get it out in Brazil too. And I could, because the thing is, when they comment on that side in Portuguese, I could read the Portuguese, I could read the Spanish, and I could reply in English to you guys, and then they translate it into Portuguese or Spanish, which is a good thing. All right, the comments are on fire tonight. Woo! Mike in the Night. People of the Night. Okay, we got Anthony Ruvalacaba. Steven Sewell, as usual. AIDK77FAR. Mike, turn up the mic. Oh, you guys can't hear me. Hold on. Magic Mike. Cut some records. Magic Mike. Something funky is going on here, guys. Something is funky, guys, big time. with the internet today. I don't know, something's weird. Internet's all over the place. All right, guys, let's go to a quick channel plug. Then we're going to head off immediately to Toronto, Ontario. We need to talk to Eduardo. He's going to be discussing the massive, the protest that was in Ottawa, Ontario today. So we're going to head off to Eduardo. So let's do a quick channel plug here. Let's go off the article scan here. People of the night, welcome to Mike in the Night. Okay, so let's go to real quick here, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you don't mind, set your reminders here for all the Mike in the Nights that are coming up. Not sure what is doing it. Not sure what is doing it. Hope you guys could hear me at least. Okay, there it goes. It looks like it's back up. There it is. It happens. I'm not sure what's going on with the internet, guys. What? I don't know. They're putting microchips inside of brains of pigs, but we can't run a streamlined, proper internet service that we pay for. Anyways. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Less than 20% of the people that watch this channel are actually subscribed to the channel, and that's very sad. It's heartbreaking. Anyways, don't forget to buy something from the shop, Teespring shop, if you want a Mike in the Night mug, or I'm gonna do I Met Mike Martin's mug, so people could say I met Mike Martin's. I went to his shop. Guys, don't forget to message me here on Facebook. I already got the event here. On the Facebook page. I'm going to give you guys my Facebook. I get a lot of messages on there sometimes. I don't get too many. Most of my messages I get are, believe it or not, on Instagram. So if you guys want to jump onto Instagram later today, please go ahead and message me on Instagram. Show tips right here. Okay, there it goes right there. And guys, don't forget to check out Wild Game Sports. There it is right there, Wild Game Sports. I made all these videos, guys. If you guys want to check out wildgamesports.com, if you like hunting and you're looking for a hunting, fishing, getting at one with hunting and all that stuff, go ahead and check it out. Hunting season's starting in a few days, too. Nice, nice. All right, guys. Mike in the Night. People of the Night. All right. Oh, wow, we almost have 100 people viewing with this really bad broadband I'm getting here. Yeah, it's an unstable internet connection, so I will do my best to get through this, and hopefully it doesn't go down. All right, let's get to our first caller. So let's get Eduardo on the show real quick. We need Eduardo to come on, because Eduardo's going to make sense of what is happening here in this article here, wherein they want to defund police, global rally today in Ottawa, and defund the police rallies held across Canada. All right, let's get Eduardo on the show first. He needs to come on now. Then we'll do a little bit of news, and we'll talk about Elon Musk's microchip. All right, let's go. Eduardo.
Hey, Mike.
Yo, Eduardo, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Let me just shut off the other feed. So, what do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, you know what You know what I want to talk about. I don't even have to tell you. What do you think I want to talk about?
The fact that CBC spent all their time covering the 100 protesters that showed up downtown Toronto to defund the police, and ignored the 6,000 people that showed up in Ottawa. Or should we talk?
Yes,
about
that's exactly what I want to talk about. You know what I want to talk about.
The million people that showed up in Germany today.
What happened in Germany?
Apparently, there's over 1 million people. Same thing.
Oh yeah, there was about 860,000, and you went on the German news. They would say, "Oh, there's about 85 people out there protesting. Don't go out on the streets and start any problems."
Yeah, it's not fitting the narrative.
It's not fitting the narrative. Oh, there's 85 people out there. Don't bother looting or going outside. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. We got the first article up. Parliament Hill protesters denounced tyranny, demand to end COVID-19 restrictions. The protest on Parliament Hill was organized by a group called The Line. So what can you tell us? You said 6,000 people. What's going on up there? What are they hoping to achieve?
Well, okay, The Line, they've been working with a few other groups, namely Hugs Over Masks. That's one of their deals that they're promoting. They're trying to stop this COVID nonsense. All they're doing is spreading facts. They're talking about the lies. They're exposing the lies. They're trying to wake up people to the impact of what's actually happening with all this COVID-19 and how it's a control issue. One of the main speakers there is Vlad. I've heard him speak many times in Toronto. And I believe this group was actually organized out of Toronto, but it's countrywide with The Line. If you want to check them out, they're on YouTube and on Facebook.
Too. Facebook, yeah.
Yeah. And they've been head organizers in Toronto for, 3.5, 4 months now? It's been going on so long, I can't even keep track of it. Can you?
No, there's so much going on, but luckily the media is keeping us in the dark, so we don't have to keep track of anything.
We're being played, man. We're being played so bad.
Yeah, we totally are.
But CBC did cover the 100 protesters, and I'll bet you those protesters were paid to be protesting in Toronto to defund the police.
Oh, 100 quadrillion % they are. And yeah. So let's move on. Over here is I want to also discuss, since we went on the whole COVID thing, that person, that accident victim that died in, I think it was a passenger in a vehicle, apparently also was signed up, that died of COVID-19. And
well, I've been getting a lot of intel on articles showing how the whole COVID-19, the test, we know about the test. We know the tests are falsified. We know they really can't test for it. We know the viruses mutate every few months, if not sooner.
That's why they're debating on giving us 13 vaccines in 5 years.
Yeah, okay. Genetics can be altered. Genetics
Anymore.
Reset your router and start again.
Oh, it's back up. It's going back up now.
Hi, CSIS. That's our Canadian Secret Service Police.
Yeah. Oh, it's back at 0.
Oh, they must have heard me.
Yeah, they must have heard you. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. It's back at 0. I'm not sure if anyone could even hear this.
All right, let me see if I can get it on my feed.
Guys, I know it's buffering. I hear you guys in the comments complaining. I know it's buffering, guys, but the problem is...
Genetic anymore. Well, it's still up on my end.
Is it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I lost... oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I can't control... I don't get the internet for free. But, I mean, I pay for it. I pay over $120 a month for the internet. At least it should work, I think.
Yeah, it should work, yep.
I mean, I only have internet, so I don't have cable with that or any of that for the $120, right? So I should be getting, That's our Canadian, Secret Service Police. Yeah. Oh, I could hear you in there, on the replay. Okay, it looks like we're back up again.
Okay, so anyways, there was also Thursday morning, there was 30 banners that went up, a group called the Ungovernables.
The Ungovernables, yes.
So this is another growing movement inside the other movements, and people are getting upset at the current political system. A lot of people are getting woken up to the fact that we are being played, that we are being controlled, that we are sheep. And a lot of people are getting fed up with this, and it's about time the country started to wake up, as are people all over the world, quite frankly. Some quicker than others, some don't care, really. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And let's look at what's going on in the States. Burn, loot, matters. Burn, loot, murder. It's all over the States,
BLM,
right?
Burn, loot, murder. Yes. I think in Iceland today they finished a BLM rally there in Iceland today.
What do you mean they finished it?
Or they wrapped up the evening of protesting.
It's the narrative is division. We got to get people fighting against each other. We cannot be unified as a people because the elites will have no more power anymore.
That's true. Well, that's how they get us. Well, you know what the oldest form of control is in the book, in my opinion?
Divide and conquer.
Death. If you're scared of dying, they have one over you. Am I right, Eduardo? Come on, tell me I'm right.
We're all going to die one day.
I understand that, but if you're scared of dying or scared of losing your life, they have one on you, right off the top. They already know, oh, he's scared to die. We got control on this guy.
Well, fear is a huge way of controlling people, controlling cattle, controlling sheep.
What's the number one thing a person is scared of? To die.
Taxes.
Oh, okay. The stream looks like it's coming back up and down. Okay, it's all over the place. Not sure why. Okay, so let's go over here. So global rally against COVID-19 safety measures comes to Parliament Hill. Online misinformation about pandemic safety measures thriving, experts say. So now what's happening here is the media is making the people that are there rallying in our favor to protect us, that this is a scam. What's happening now is the media is spotlighting these people as the enemy.
What did I just say? The people that are trying to, the people that are wearing masks are trying to be fooled into thinking that people that aren't wearing masks are trying to kill them by not wearing masks.
Oh, BLM stands for Big Lie Movement.
From what I've seen on all the feeds, and I'm not talking MSN feeds, but alternative feeds, it's burn, loot, murder.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Call it what you will, but
President Trump.
let's call a spade a spade. Burn, loot, murder. That's all they're doing, really.
Yeah. That was back in the 70s you could do that. You can't do that anymore. Okay, defund the police rallies held across Canada. Across Canada, not just Toronto. Topple John A. Macdonald statue? What the hell? Demonstrators in Montreal toppled a statue of Canada's first prime minister amid marches across Canada in support of calls to defund the police. A flyer obtained by Global News, they obtained a flyer with their undercover reporters, show that the movement to remove the statue of John A. Macdonald was organized separately from the group calling for police defunding. Oh my God, do you know if John A. Macdonald did not unify Canada from coast to coast with that railway? Do you know that British Columbia would be would be part of the United States of America?
Yep, that railway had a lot to do with uniting the country economically, yeah, for sure.
But these people, do any one of those protesters know that?
Well, you got to talk to Antifa. That's who's doing it.
You can't talk to Antifa. One, they don't shower. One, you can't have a conversation. And there's no way of being able to level with these people. You know what I'm saying?
Mike, don't be so hard on them. They're people too. And if you were doped up on huge amounts of Adderall, you'd be incoherent also.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
And our medical system's done this to these people, and that's what you get, right?
Psychotropics.
Yep. They've been giving it to kids for, 20, 30 years now.
Yeah, okay. I know what you mean, Eduardo. I get where you're coming from on this. That's totally...
Seriously, I've dealt with Antifa before, and I've tried to talk to them just like you tried to talk to, and these people are on drugs, and from what I can see, and I'm looking at all the symptoms and how they work and how they twitch and how they bop around and how they can't carry a conversation, it's got to be high doses of Adderall. It's got to be. What else can it be?
Let me ask you something. If they stop funding the media, somebody just said in the comments we should defund the media. Let's just say, for argument's sake, we go against and protest. We actually protest something that makes sense, like protesting taxpayers' money funding, I guess, media, the dinosaur media. What if the media went downhill? It's shut down like it's supposed to. It goes bankrupt like any other business should be able to, and the people become the media. The people become the message. The people become what is happening in our country. We don't need CDTV or CTV News to tell us what baby formula some baby's having for dinner one night. You know what I'm saying? Or some sheep is eating grass over on the side of the highway one day. We don't care. We need to know what is happening, when it's happening. And I think with the amount of social media platforms we have out there, we don't need dinosaur media. Could they stop funding this media with our money?
The model they're using right now is one that's used in Nazi Germany, in Russia. The people with the money, they buy the media, they control the narrative. This has been going on for years and years and years and years and years. So you control the whole population by controlling the information that they're receiving. And a lot of people still believe what they watch and see on TV is true. And back in the old days, you to be a good reporter, you're supposed to be an investigative reporter. Always asked who, what, when, where, why, right?
Yeah, and with what?
Yeah, and you try to get the whole story out there. So this is the way we've been conditioned, and we've been believing them, and we've been told to trust them, and they kind of play out like, yeah, this is what we're being told. Just like experts, every now and then I'll come across an article. CBC would be doing an interview with an expert about, I don't know, take something about vaccines per se. And I'm thinking, okay, so what are this person's credentials? Oh, they're a graphics designer. Okay, yeah, I'm going to listen to them and believe them, sure.
It reminds me of during the September, I'm not going to say the last number, on CNN, they were talking about this while the towers went down and blah, blah, blah. And they had to get Ja Rule on the phone to find out what's going on. And they had to get Ja Rule on the phone to find out how this is happening. I'm like, why are they getting Ja Rule on the phone? No one wants to listen to Ja Rule about what's happening with these airliners hitting buildings.
Sorry, Mike. Who's Ja Rule?
I don't know who it is, but it's some rapper or something.
Okay, sorry, man. No, I've never heard of him, so...
Yeah, well, neither have I until that day, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And it's like, oh, some sort of rapper or something. So what I'm trying to say is like getting Michael Jackson on CNN during a major event to find out his opinion on it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, it's a huge red pilling experience, but human nature also, if you look at it this way, human nature, we always look to those that are more successful than us. So they must be better than us. So they must be smarter than us and more honest than us. Quite the contrary, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of multimillionaires have stolen a lot of that cash.
I know.
Yeah. But it's human nature. You know what I mean?
Any protests or anything we should know coming up?
I heard there's one for Canadian firearms rights is in about 3 weeks. I've also heard rumblings that there's going to be people showing up when Parliament returns to Ottawa, and they're going to be chaining the doors shut.
In Parliament?
Yeah, wouldn't it be great to lock them all in?
Well, isn't that a fire hazard?
Who cares? I think people are so upset they'd rather see them burn alive than...
Well, they're funding our mainstream media to lie to us with our tax money.
Yep. People are waking up to that slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm.
But still, though, you got to talk to your friends. You got to talk to your neighbors. A lot of people still believe
Mexico.
MSN. They honestly still do.
Oh yeah,
but
I walked in somewhere. I don't know where the heck I was. I walked into some place the other day. They had CNN on there full blast, and all they're doing is bashing Trump on there. I'm like, holy crap! Am I walking in at the convenient time when they just bash Trump, or are they constantly doing? What's the point of putting this garbage on 24/7? 4 years in a row.
Who owns CNN? Who owns CNN?
The greatest president that God
I don't know,
created.
Rupert Murdoch?
Yep, and very rich, a member of a particular cult.
Yes, the cults.
Yep, the cult of Baal.
Well, we're a cult here. We're Mike in the Night. We're people of the night.
Sorry, Mike, we're not a cult because you can get up and leave and no one's going to hunt you down.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, but it'd be nice, but no, we're not a cult.
No, you know,
Just
we're a
trying to be
gathering.
honest
We are.
with,
What do we call it? Freedom of assembly.
There you go.
We're exercising our rights to freedom of assemble.
Trying to think critically.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, that's a big one on this show. Critical thinking, looking at things from different points of view.
Mm-hmm.
How about that monster? Are you guys going to talk about that monster, that 17-year-old monster that shot a pedophile to death and shot another guy's arm off and wounded another guy in self-defense?
It's probably up on Zero Hedge somewhere. I'll come to it tonight.
Yeah, you got to cover that.
Yeah.
The way they've spun this thing is just mind-blowing.
I wasn't sure if I was going to like it.
All right, Eduardo. We'll get to it. Listen, Bud, I appreciate you coming on short notice, and I appreciate you knowing what I wanted you to talk about.
Okay, cool. And to all our friends that are listening, second wave is coming, people.
Oh, wait, I thought we were in the third wave.
Well, hey, do me a favor. Can you put a call out? Do you have any associates in New Zealand? Anyone you can contact that down there? I've heard nothing coming out of New Zealand.
I'll get Craig on later this evening and find out what's going on down there.
Please do, because it's been utter silence. They're cooking something up down there.
Don't say that, because you know what happens, right?
Yeah, my spidey senses are tingling. You know, it's too much silence from New Zealand.
Okay, Eduardo.
And somebody was just down there about 2 weeks ago for a visit. The guy's big into vaccines too. You still own a software company?
Oh, okay, yeah. You're the guy with the ugly sweaters.
Yeah, Kill Gates, I think they call him.
Phil Gates, yeah.
Yeah, he was down there a few weeks ago, so you know something's cooking.
Okay.
Okay, Mike, thanks.
God bless. We'll talk soon, Eduardo.
Ciao.
Ciao. Okay, that is Eduardo from Toronto, Ontario. So let's move over right now. So let's get this defund the police thing off my screen. Let's talk to this a bit. I want to get blunt news real quick on, if that's okay. Then we'll get Matthew over in Australia and find out what's going on with lockdowns. And then we're going to probably move on to...
How's the situation in Russia?
Man, I can't see a damn thing with these glasses. All right, so we're going to get... I'm going to throw this on. See, I like throwing things on people when they have no idea what they're going to talk about when they come on the show. I want to talk about this stupid thing. This chip in the brain. Like, is technology going to leave man behind? That's the question. The Neuralink. Are we going to be left behind by people that do get it? Are we going to be basically not have a 1,000 IQ while the others that get the chip have 1,000 IQ? What is the deal? What is the deal here? So let's get blunt news on really quick. Yo, what's up, dog? I can't hear you. There you are. Now? I could hear you perfectly. All right, guys, we got blunt news on the show. I'm gonna get him on real quick. I need to know. Okay, he's there. He's in his location there. His undisclosed location. We'll keep it. He's keeping it dark there. All right, let's go to Mike in the Night Scan here. There it is, guys. Blunt news. A two-time world champ, and we have one thing in common. We're Portuguese.
Yeah, what's up, guys? I don't know why it's so dark.
It's good. Leave it like that. It looks eerie, and you're in this like wine cellar in like some Chateau d'If there.
Yeah, undisclosed location.
That's what it is. That's what I have you as. All right, Blunt. Microchip in the brain. What the heck is going on with this, dude?
Microchip in the brain, eh? I don't know. I caught some of that live feed. What was it, yesterday?
That pig walking around, and it was making all these bloop, 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 bloop noise.
I missed that part. I just caught the part where they were discussing it, like, and they're all sitting there with masks on, like, they're not fooling anyone. We know they're not wearing that when the cameras are off. Mm-hmm. And if they are, I mean, why are we trusting these people?
So what is going on with the... Okay, now let me ask you a question, and it's kind of an important one. And this is one that's actually, when I saw that, there's one thing that came to mind. Is technology going to leave us behind if we don't get upgraded?
I don't know. That's a hard one. Maybe we won't even have a choice. Probably have to live like Bushmen if you want to avoid it. And maybe not even
I don't
in
think
our
they're going to
lifetime,
force
right?
it on us. I think if the people that don't get it, the people that decide not to get it, won't have that 1,000 IQ, so to say.
They're still discussing what kind of materials to use in the wiring and insulators and all that. They're very far from, a decent working product. I'm sure they're gonna handicap a lot of people if they get approved to test that.
And to adjust our alter sense of thought, what would be the point? I could see a military aspect of it, becoming more, getting more in intelligence, or getting some more, I guess, the edge on the enemy. I get that, but what's the point? I mean,
It's control, Mike. They want to control us, just like a farmer wants control of his cattle. These elites, they want control of the people, right? They want to know exactly how many there are, how much food they need for us, what our activities and movements are. They don't want us over-consuming. They want to clean up this earth for themselves while everybody else suffers.
Interesting.
I mean, there's discussing the why. I think comes secondary to the who, and the what they're doing. We know what they're doing already.
Now, who's to stop them from putting programming in that chip they implant in our brain to make us maybe forget, or make us think things that we shouldn't be thinking, or program us in like some sort of sleeper agent position or something? You never know, dude.
Yeah, it's not gonna get there for me because I'll die on the hill way before that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's for something for the sheep to discuss amongst themselves, because I'm not getting to that point, not even close. I won't even be taking a vaccine. That's insane. I'll die on that hill, and if everybody just speaks out, they're gonna turn around. For example, look at today we had the anti-mask protest at Parliament.
In Ottawa,
What
yes.
does the government-funded news CBC put out? Well, they put out this article talking about these clear masks that the experts say do provide some protection. Like, they're trying to reason with us. There's no reasoning, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We've already said it. No masks, no compromise. You want a mask, put it on, but it shouldn't be by force.
Right. It goes back to this saying, look, well, it goes back to that old saying that, I don't know if you remember one of those, there, comedians. He would go up on stage and he'd always say when he say his bit, he goes, look, what's this vaccine crap? You know what? If everyone else is vaccinated and I'm not vaccinated, what should it be scared of if they're vaccinated? They're protected, right? And this was
all bullshit, Mike.
This was
bullshit.
this was a stand-up comedian in the late 70s and 80s talking about this. In the 80s, he was talking about this whole thing going on, and force this and force that. Now, okay, let's take one step back, Blunt. I don't know if you've been watching the channel where we're covering and having callers in from Australia, where the state of Victoria is completely shut down, military checkpoints and police and helicopters all over and drones watching people, and you can't be 5 miles with outside of your house, and you have to print off something off your computer to get it signed by a government official to allow you to leave your house.
And
is that coming to Canada?
$40,000 fine also if they get caught outside their zone.
$40,000 or pesos?
Yeah. What difference does it make? It's printed on paper. It's there's real assets out there. There's real units of account that are more respected, like gold and silver.
Mm-hmm. And Bitcoin.
And Bitcoin is one for the savvy, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not for the faint of heart.
It's not, but I'll tell you what, the crypto market is on a rush. There's a lot of tokens making big gains. Bitcoin's still holding above 10,000. Ethereum's, hitting $400 every couple days here. We'll see if it breaks through. I think it will with the whole decentralized finance that's going on, the DeFi, and those the mining pools and all that. I think this could be the catalyst for the next bull market, maybe. If it is, great. We're all going to make money for, guys like me and Leaf and a couple others out there that like this space. I just hope none of you guys jump in if we get to some kind of all-time highs, because that's not the time to do it. You want to buy when it's cheap, not when it's expensive.
Right. That's right. You want to buy when there's blood on the streets. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and there's not necessarily blood on the streets right now. Right now we're all having a party. I got messages coming in about different tokens and what to jump into and what's going and what's hot, and it's just been pretty easy as of late. But you got to know what you're doing. And I've been in the space for a long time, so it's not nobody's just gonna pick up tomorrow and make the right moves. You know what I mean?
Like when I started buying stock when I was like 17, 18, I lost a ton of cash, man.
Yeah.
And until I learned to be more careful, it took time. It takes time. You got to lose a bit. It's like playing pool. You're not going to go to a pool table and start hitting all these. You're going to lose a lot of pool games before you win one.
Well, it costs money to learn, especially in this space. And the biggest lessons you learn are from your biggest mistakes, and they cost money,
100%.
Just going back to the COVID thing, I wanted to bring up one piece of
Hold on, I want to
information.
add one more thing to the COVID thing before you come back to the COVID thing, because I wanted to ask you one thing before we jump to crypto. I want to ask you something. Do you see provinces getting shut down like in Australia?
I see. If people don't get up off their ass and be vocal, and don't wear the mask when you go to the hardware store. I know it takes a little bit of courage, but the more people that do it, the easier it becomes.
Right.
If people don't stand up for their rights, it's going the full way, Mike. It'll start with provinces, and then it's going to be municipalities, and before long, you won't be able to go anywhere. And it sounds like a sci-fi movie, but look at Melbourne today. And that's supposedly, a first world nation. Look what's going on there. Meanwhile, the CDC is they updated their COVID numbers. I don't know if people know that out there, but they had to admit that only 6% of the 153,000 deaths that were recorded, only 6% were actually attributed to this new Covista, COVID.
Covista.
And that's only about 9,200 deaths. Okay, the other 94% were 2 and 3 other serious illnesses. The overwhelming majority of people who died from supposed COVIDs was from other problems. It's on the CDC website. They revised their numbers. Only 6% of the 153,000 deaths were attributed to COVIDs. What are we doing here? Why are we masking up when we're walking in the streets? Why are people going to send their kids to school to wear a mask all day? I'm sorry, guys out there, if you got kids and you're going to do that, you really got to think about what you're doing.
School's supposed to be starting in the next week or so. I want my kids to go to school, man. I want my kids to have friends and go out and play. They're young. They're kids, right? They go out and recess.
Of course, but you can, sometimes you got to do what's more important, because this is just becoming like indoctrination and teaching them to be in fear, and I'm not going to put my son through that. That's crazy.
Well, in his school where he is, no one's wearing masks. So in my town, I think I see 1 or 2 people wearing masks in their cars, and that's it.
Yeah, it depends here in southern Ontario. Some towns, everybody's wearing masks, and you feel awkward when you walk in some place with no mask. But 2 weekends ago, I went to Wasaga Beach, and it was rammed, and not a single mask, not a single shop, having, giving people problems for not having masks. It was just like freedom again, man.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. I hope we get our independence back, hopefully in the next couple of weeks when the kids go back to school, airlines start reopening. I think it's time that we got our independence back. It's this they can't they're I think they're testing the limits to see how far back they could stretch that elastic back before it gives.
Yeah, and they'll keep doing it unless people, you have to do the old civil disobedience. Don't wear that mask. Who cares, man? Who cares if you're gonna get a Karen or come across a Karen?
Oh yeah, I
Just
love
be
Karens.
proud that you're thinking for yourself and caring about you care about the future of your nation and your people and your family. Like
That's right. That's
how
totally-
far you just have to wonder how far are they gonna go with because here comes the second wave. Flu season's upon us.
That's correct.
The numbers already show that this is a complete nothing burger, especially with the new CDC numbers. This is a complete garbage, but yet you still see people with masks. The media is not going to cover this type of information.
Well,
So
it's
people
crippling
go
because it
along.
doesn't go against it goes directly against their own agenda.
Yeah, which they clearly have. There's a clear agenda there. It's obvious that their state run promote the party that's currently in office, and they don't care about the people. I follow these mainstream news outlets because I want to keep my ear to what they're up to. I've rage quit them a few times and unfollow, but then I'm like, what am I doing? You got to watch the enemy.
I've rage quit CNN every time I walk into some public place and they have CNN in the back and they have the surround sound on and of them bashing Trump every time. And that's why I want him to win, because I want the Karens to cry.
He should win. It should be easy win for him. But I'm not so sure that.
I wish there was just better options out there, like more, I don't know, just more options across the board. That's all I'm saying.
Well, a real conservatism, right?
Yeah.
You want some a real option. Look at what's going on in Canada. We had a couple good options to win the election for the Conservatives, and they were on the bottom. Well, Leslie was on the top. I think that Leslie actually won, and they tried to manipulate it so she wouldn't win. With the whole ballot delays, and they had problems with envelope openers or whatever. She would have been perfect for the Conservative Party to sweep a majority come election, but what can you do? It's all rigged. Maxime Bernier was out at the protest today, the non-mask protest. That was nice to see, but he might just be an opportunist, and when they get some power, they all, they're part of the club. That's what I think.
Yeah. Totally.
And for anybody libertarian, minded out there, blockchain is perfect, man, because you're taking money out of the system.
That's right.
And you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's a way to fight back without much effort, really.
Definitely.
I just implore people to learn more about it before discounting it, because it is open source. Everything's auditable, and you can see what's going on. That's kind of the part where that scares people, because they want their privacy, but there's loads of privacy. There's privacy coins even that can't be tracked.
Well, what if they throw a chip in your brain and they know what you're thinking all the time?
Yeah, but see, Mike, for me, I'll never get to that point. You see? I'll never be in the situation where they can put a chip in my brain while I'm alive.
Okay, I get it.
And that's the bottom line, because like you said it early on in this broadcast. If they know we fear death, so take that out of the equation, just like Christ showed us, and you'll have everlasting life.
That's right.
Because you pass that down.
Right.
To your
If you're not
children,
scared to
their
die,
children's children.
and you're free, that means you're free. But if you're scared to die, they got one on you. They always got one over you.
Yep. And it becomes easy for them, Look at all these maskers out there fearing for their life over something that killed 9,000 people in the USA since it was discovered.
Yeah, but a lot of those people had stage 4 cancer.
9,200 people. Let that sink in. It's on the CDC website. That's only 6% of the recorded deaths are attributed solely to COVID-19. Come on, guys. These masks are ridiculous. It's got to stop.
Well, something's going to happen, and protests. In Germany, there was like 890,000 people protesting. And this is like the third time they're doing this in the last month alone.
Sean was telling me today that the UK had a nice big one, and Canada had a nice turnout. So, and that CBC article I saw today kind of showed me that they're trying to reason with the non-mask people. There's no reasoning with us. No. You know what I mean? We'll go the whole way. But you were looking for someone in New Zealand. Why don't you call Lisa the IDK 777 FAR? Remember her?
Lisa?
She's in New Zealand. Yeah, remember she was in quarantine in a hotel?
Yeah, I tried calling her back once and she declined the call, so I don't want to bug her, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I could message her during the show and say hi and see if she replies, but I don't want to,
yeah, I really enjoyed her call last time. She's well-spoken and passionate, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I'll get her on. I'll see if I can get her on. I'm going to get Matthew, or what's his name? He's in the comments there. He's got some information about the lockdowns in Australia.
Yeah, I want to hear about that. What's going on in Melbourne, I heard it's pretty crazy. And again, the media is not going to cover it. It's up to us, and we have to be vigilant and keep hammering away.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Blunt.
All right, boys.
All right, leave your link in the thing, eh? Leave your link in the comments there.
I put it in your Skype if you want to put it in the chat, because when I do it blocks it, right?
Well, okay.
So
I'll do it right now.
It's just a chat line where you can find me and a few others in the room. We're just talking smack, posting news, the regular, but it's 24/7.
Perfect. All right, Blunt. God bless you, and we'll talk soon. Okay?
Yeah, buddy. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. All right, guys, that is Blunt News. And let's go to the Blunt News chat website here. Here it is. It's on Telegram. Let me copy that. So I'm going to put this in the studio here, guys. If you guys want to get on the Blunt News chat, there it is right there. You're welcome to join and be part of it. And let's close that. Let's go over a bit of news here real quick before we get Matthew on the show and find out what the hell is happening in Australia. We got Mike. Lisa says call her. Let me see. I like it how everybody knows. Oh, we got another person. Hi, Mike. I have important information to share. Let me know what's the best time to call. All right, there's a gentleman that wants to come on the show. Okay, somebody wants to come on the show. It's a first-time caller, actually, wants to come on the show. Let's see if we have lined up here. Beep. Lisa, I think her thing is on Do Not Disturb. I think what happens is it goes like that. Let me get Matthew real quick on the show, because it's time to get Matthew on. I told him he'd come on, so Matthew is on his way on the show real quick, and then we'll go over some news. Yo, Matthew, what's up, buddy?
Just loving the lockdown.
Loving the lockdown. Hold on, let me see if I can put you on full screen here so we can see your beautiful face.
Beautiful, and everybody shave, mate.
So you're on lockdown, so you're out of, are you out of razors?
No, I got an electric shaver.
Oh, so you just been, okay, so what is going on? You sent me some photographs of some, let me put the photographs up here for you guys. Let me just change the name here. So, change the name here real quick. I'm a one-man pony show right here. You know what I'm saying?
There's plenty of stuff to cover. I got a big list here.
Okay, let's do it. So what's going on in Australia? Tell us.
I just put out that picture I told you to put up about the dude with the grater.
Are you talking about the post?
Yeah, like the one up the top with the
The electrical pole with that box?
No, right up the top of the chat.
Oh, the grater.
Yeah.
Everything is great. That's pretty cute. That's pretty cute, I have to admit.
Show that to everyone.
Everyone's seeing it. Everything is great. All right.
Wow.
There it is right there. So you guys can see it in full view.
There's an article I sent about the protest on the 5th of September.
Okay, September 5th. Where is the protest going to be held?
It's Melbourne Central in Shrine of Remembrance, I think it is.
Shrine of Remembrance, Melbourne Central. So if you guys, what time?
I think they're going to update everyone as the day comes along. But yeah.
Okay, so there is a protest down in Melbourne, there in the Shriner area. Do they have a Facebook page?
Yes, I got a hold of them. Well, I searched for them, but yeah, the picture you're showing is the 5G boxes.
Yeah, what the hell is this thing? Like, what's it for?
Yeah, a couple of months ago, they were installing, because there's like Wi-Fi put around the streets now. I think that is the antenna they use on the streets.
Interesting. Because I'm seeing it here. I'm seeing the box, and it looks like you took this photo, and it's on every pole too.
Nearly. I just realized it yesterday, and I started driving around, and they're everywhere.
Interesting.
I could not believe how many were out on the poles.
And where is this? Somewhere in Melbourne?
Yeah, in the southeastern suburbs.
Interesting. So can you leave your state?
No.
So if you wanted
I
to...
can't.
You're in lockdown.
Yeah.
That's gotta suck. Huge. Now, what's this map of Australia tracking? Oh, flights.
Yeah, flights. Sydney is smothered in flights at the moment.
How is that even possible when everyone's supposed to be on lockdown?
I don't know. They somehow getting out without people knowing.
But who's flying them if they can't be out there flying? Like, who's piloting these things?
Oh, don't really know whether it's holding passengers or is it just
Military
freight?
equipment?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay. What else you got for us?
All right. Great time to be in Victoria, actually. Now, I sent you another article stating that pedophilia laws just changed, actually in February, but found out last week about it.
Okay. And what they're going to put people in jail for longer sentences?
No, it's the opposite. They're going to put victims in jail if they speak out.
What?
Yeah, I sent you an article on here.
No, I know you said... Okay, I'm just... Okay, and... wow.
Yeah, but I've seen something about a lot of the government officials, like the people there and their dads and that, big ring of pedophiles.
I can't... Wow.
It's almost like they're covering their own tracks because they might be scared it could come back on them. People finding out about them.
Okay, so can you... okay, what else you got for us?
All right, so they got the drones. I haven't seen them out, but they were talking about deploying them. So if anyone here has seen any of them, can they let us know? Just so we can.
We
have
had
something to look at, or-
we had Stephen Thomas on the show on trends in the housing market last Wednesday, and he told us that there was definitely a lot of drone and helicopter activity over downtown Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm about 20 k's from the city, so I don't get to see what's really happening around the city.
Can you go into the city?
I probably could, but if I get pulled over, I'm bound to get a fine.
Oh, don't go to the city. Don't go to the city. Don't go to the city. Get on your roof and put a telescope on your roof.
Yeah, like I'll show you actually the view I have outside of my house now. So I can't see the city.
Holy smokes. Right there. You know what I just looked at right there? Do you know what I just looked at right there? $400 million.
I think they're going for 800K each.
800 large?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. Okay, what else you got?
Actually, the news had yesterday that cyclists near the city were getting pulled over for anyone being more than 5 k's from home.
Okay, so if you're on a bike and you're more than 5 kilometers from home, you're going to get fined.
Yeah, if they pull you over.
Huh. What are the odds of getting pulled over there? I mean, like, what are the odds?
Well, I actually went out, got to admit, just outside the 5k radius. I didn't see any cops.
Interesting. But the thing is, if they do stop you, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's was it a $1,200 fine if you don't have a valid excuse to be out.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, big fines.
Well, I forgot that that money grows on trees down in Australia.
Sure does.
Okay, what else you got for us?
All right. I sent you that thing about the COVID safe app uninstall, so you can get that off your phone.
Oh, the COVID Safe app uninstall.
Did you actually do that?
I don't have it on my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, if you go into your settings, it might be in there because Google accounts, they have it.
Got it. Yeah, I don't have that. So, guys, if you have the Google, get the Google Safe app uninstall. I think it exists. And if you want to get rid of that COVID tracking thing off your phone.
There's that video. If you... where is it? Just trying to find where that is. There's a guy on YouTube. He goes through it. How to get rid of it.
Just send me the link to the video. I'll put it in the chat later.
Yeah, it's already on there. You'll have to look through.
I'll get to it. I promise.
Yeah.
So
right.
you're in lockdown. How long you been in lockdown?
Well, the days going by that I don't even count. Probably 4 weeks now.
4 weeks.
Something like that, yeah.
Holy crap.
So my work currently is having people that have annual leave accrued take that time off in staggered weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been on 1 week on, 1 off. I'll be back this week coming and then the next week off.
Okay. So you're going to do one of those kind of like mining, like the miners do, a couple of weeks on, couple of weeks off. Miners do that.
Just while we're using some of the annual leave up.
Yeah, you could do that. You use your vacation time, I guess.
Yeah. So the company, I reckon, is getting money from that, from the JobKeeper, on top of giving out annual leave wages.
Okay. All right.
Also, we just had a bit of a windstorm here a couple of days ago. Now, up the top end of Melbourne, there's a water treatment plant that brings in the supply water for the city.
Oh, the water supply for Melbourne has to be brought in?
No, there's a treatment plant that I think the news said the power went out to that. So
okay.
we've had a bit of a contamination in the water.
Oh,
So
thrilling.
People have had to boil some water to drink it. But, I noticed the change in the water last night. So
Is it brown?
no, it seems clear, but I think they're just worried people might get sick from it.
Fair enough, Matt. All right, Matt, I'm going to let you go. Anything else?
Of all things, they're starting to make a Karen movie based on all
I
the
heard
Karens.
the Karen movie's coming out. The Karen movies. I think Karen movie's going to do really well and might be put up for 2 Oscars. Yeah, and a Golden Globe and a Gemini Award.
I didn't look too far into it, but yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yes.
All right, one last thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, in the city, close to the city of Melbourne, there's a methadone clinic.
Okay.
Now, where drug addicts go to get their needles and that.
Right.
They're getting away with the social distancing laws and curfew.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. Hey, best time to be a pedophile and a drug user in Melbourne.
Wow.
Very interesting times.
Wow. All right, Matthew, thank you so much for the updates, buddy. And we'll have you on soon again and give us some updates on what's happening there in your location, okay?
Yeah, man, I'll keep researching around and see what I can dig up, eh?
Yeah, get us some stuff, man. Let us know what's going on. Tell us what the media doesn't want you or the people to know. That's what. Find stuff that like that. That whole everything you said tonight was really good, especially with that first one you brought up. Yeah, I'm not going to re-say that so I don't get in trouble on my channel. But thank you so much. God bless you, Matthew, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
See ya, buddy.
All right, bye.
All right, guys, that is Matthew in Melbourne, Australia, and sent us a few photos of those towers in his area where they put up a bunch of boxes. Could they be keeping people on lockdown in Australia so they could be doing that Mickey Mouse at night? Putting up boxes and electronics and stuff, and it's like, yeah, we're selling off our futures here, folks. But I got a job. I got a job putting these boxes up on these towers. I got myself a job. Oh, God, I gotta wake up, man. I don't know why, but I gotta do some waking up here. All right, what do we got right here?
Mexico.
Okay, we got people here in the comments. We got, in Southern Australia, the authorities have changed health laws to allow them to take children up to age 18 if they think the family is ill. Oh, no. No Karens are getting theirs. Yeah, the drug users are getting special treatment. All right, we're still getting pretty shaky internet, guys. I'm really sorry. Thank you for sticking by tonight, but we're getting some really bad internet connection here. Okay. All right, let me stop yawning here. Okay, article SCAD. Okay, we got Morgan calling in. Yo, Morgan, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Mike? How are you doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. What do you got for us today, buddy?
Stream. Just the same old stuff here in Arizona.
And?
Well, there's nothing really new going on other than we're finally getting our storms in that have been long overdue.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
But I figured I'd call in and talk about our governor today, who I think is probably the most least popular governor in America right now.
Go ahead, tell us what's going on.
So, our governor, when he ran for office, that's Doug Ducey. He was like one of the few people in the country that was like, oh, we're going to stick it to the feds. We're going to make the feds pay their own bills for the things that go on in Arizona. And we hate politicians here, this and that, And, and then as soon as the COVID thing started, he was one of those, conservative, no new tax type of dudes. And as soon as COVID started, he was like the one to shut down all the businesses and so on. And so one of the main things he shut down was all the gyms in the state. And I don't know if you heard about it or not, but it's like not every gym, but most of the gyms in the state like joined in the class action lawsuit against the governor for shutting down the gyms, and because he did it like last minute, no warning or anything. Just using executive action, which isn't even a thing here. It's not even a thing. You can't even do that here in Arizona. And so he shut down all of our gyms, and because he shut down the gyms, the strip clubs, the bars.
Whoa! They closed down the strip clubs?
They closed down the strip clubs. But hear me out, Mike. So they reopened the strip clubs. They were only closed for like a month, right? But because the gyms were the ones to file the class action lawsuit against the governor said, okay, since only the gyms are the ones filing the lawsuit and they're not obeying the orders, because my local gym, the one that I go to, they stayed open despite being forced to close down. So they stayed open. And, the governor was pissed, right? So he initially started off by punishing them by revoking their liquor license, which it's a gym. They don't even have a liquor license.
Whoa.
But he revoked their liquor license or their ability to have one.
Okay. I don't know anyone that goes to the gym to have a beer, but
Right. Yeah, they don't even have that. They don't even have that. But that was like, okay, this gym's not allowed to have a liquor license then, if they wanted one, right? So it was just like, I'm the governor and I can do that, right? So all these gyms joined up to sue the governor, and so everything else in Arizona is open now. It's all open, and nobody. It's Arizona, so not everybody's wearing the mask. It's like it's kind of refreshing in a way, because if you go somewhere like California or whatever, everybody's wearing the mask. Here,
yeah, those are very good. Very good citizens there.
Right. Yeah, they'll just they just go,
obedient citizens.
Obedient, absolutely. But yeah, so the gyms stayed open, and the governor made it so that every other business except for the gyms could open. So he's punishing our gyms with executive orders because they defied his shutdown mandate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's wild. It's like
wow.
And it's it's hilarious too. If you go to the governor's Facebook profile, he's always posting, every day. Just, I don't know if I can say it or not, but he's like he's shit posts all day, and all day long he's just on there just posting stuff, just crazy stuff, and he never wears them. He's mandated that everybody wears the mask, but he's always posting pictures of himself without the mask, and he's posting pictures of himself at restaurants and stuff, and he's not even. This is when he shut down the whole state. And he's always posting pictures of himself out having a good time.
Wow. With strippers?
No mask. I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
Probably.
I'm just kidding.
No, I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me though.
Interesting.
The guy kind of does.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
so everything seems like it's open. Everything seems to be doing okay.
Yeah.
Do you see things
everything
like
is-
coming back online now? Do you see things returning to
Well-
normal in Arizona?
In a way, yes. I mean, they're still trying to limit things, but Arizona is one of our more, just like culturally, we're a bit more conservative and stuff than the rest of the country. Not really into mandates and stuff like that. Probably one of the more rebellious states, I suppose. Other than like Texas, right? But
Okay.
yeah, I mean everything's kind of getting back to normal. But one of the main reasons why I wanted to call is because I don't know who needs to hear this, but you go to any grocery store in our state here in Arizona, and it's like there's just like signs everywhere that say like, okay, we're getting like logistics problems from people that are from these businesses and stuff that produce locally in Arizona can't get their products to the store right now. And there's a lot of evidence of food shortages that's starting to happen. I sent you a video. I don't know if you watched it or not earlier.
Yes,
But-
I did. I did see it. I didn't reply
Did you?
to it, but I did see the video. Was it the one with
Okay,
the
yeah.
with the people at the food bank lining up?
Well, there's that, but also the California, which is where a lot of California is actually an agricultural state in a lot of ways. Their whole Central Valley in California is all agriculture,
Right.
and a lot of the Western United States gets agriculture from California,
That's
right?
right.
Probably even BC probably gets some, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Avocados, nuts, a lot of stuff is grown in California. And a lot of the meat plants, like your Tyson meats, Tyson's one of them. I'm sure you've had Tyson products.
Yeah, we got
Or
Tyson
see-
Meats up. I think we have Tyson Meats this distribution here in Canada too, I think.
Yeah, I assume they do. And what's going on is, I guess, like they pretty much had to tell everybody to go home. So what wound up happening around here is that they had all this meat, right, from their product, and they're like, well, we're going to be shutting down for a while, and we've got all this meat here. We can't have, so they shipped all this meat off for real cheap. And now these Tyson plants and the meat plants and stuff are all like closed down right now. And so the meat's on the shelves right now, but all across the country, and the media is not talking about this at all. There's like food shortages.
You're going in and out, buddy. Your
Oh.
audio is going in and out. Like it goes on and then goes off and it goes on and off, and we miss half the sentence sometimes.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
I
That's
don't know
okay.
what's
It
wrong
goes
with
in
that.
and out, and then sometimes I miss a whole part of a sentence, and then you come back. It sounds like your internet or your your internet's like mine today. It's up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, we're having a storm blow through town right now, so that could be what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're
Um,
talking about stuff we shouldn't be talking about, and that's how they're getting back at us.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Or at this point, it's like they can't afford to keep up. I mean, I could be wrong about this, but it seems like they can't even afford to keep up with our infrastructure for internet and stuff like that anymore, because it's just everything's so wild right now that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
All
right.
Arizona's supposed to be like. Oh,
I was going to say, any major final words?
Nope. No, I think that's good. I just wanted to warn everybody about the food shortages coming from Iowa, and China lost like pretty much all of its corn crop and everything, and they're in high demand for.
And they have
food
major
right now.
locust issues there too.
Yep, and in Africa too, and just a lot of places around the world are having a hard time with dealing with COVID, plus the unfortunate weather patterns and stuff that are going on, and floods and whatnot that are destroying crops. So I just figured, if you got an audience and stuff, if they could stock up on some food and stuff before it's too late, some rice and beans.
Mm-hmm.
That was the main reason why I wanted to call. I just wanted to put that information out there. People think plants and stuff are going to reopen, but I think there could be some real high prices for foods and some food shortages coming down the tubes real soon here. So,
Well, keep us on the pulse. Let us know what's going on down there in southern United States.
all right, will do, Mike.
Well, thanks, Morgan. Hey, remember, just keep up to date on what's going on. Let us know. Tell us what the news, what you should be when you come on. Always tell us what the news isn't telling you, so we know.
All right,
Like
will
what
do,
you
Mike.
see in your area, what the news should be broadcasting and saying, what, you know what? Why aren't they talking about this? I'm going to go on Mike in the Night and tell people.
All right, Mike, will do.
All right, God bless. Have a good night.
God bless, Mike. Have a good night.
Thank you. That is our man Morgan in Arizona, in southern Arizona, who's keeping an eye on things and talking about the food shortage. And we've been talking about the food shortage here for ages on the show. Well, it's something that, you know, I've been talking about the housing crash for 10 years, but there's still no housing crash. But there is somewhat of a correction happening. But how far would it go? I don't know. Guys, I'm really sorry about the internet. I don't know what's wrong, guys. I pay $120 a month for the internet. It's not free. There's nobody in the house right now. I'm actually home alone because everybody went to some barbecue party and stuff. And I said, oh, I'm just going to go home and do my show, right? So I don't know what is happening. I got some really bad connection here tonight, guys. I'm really sorry. Guys, we passed our 1 hour. Let me do a channel plug here real quick on a Mike in the Night. So let's go to article scan. Let's go to article scan here real quick. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, be part of the channel. I got replays here. Usually the show, if you watch the show on replay, usually it's not that bad when it's on replay. Unfortunately, we got up to almost 200 people watching, then it went back to 90, then it went back to 120, and then the internet's just garbage. It's garbage. It's Shaw Cable. I got Shaw Cable. It's garbage. I'm paying for it. If it was free, I wouldn't be complaining. But it ain't free. Don't forget to shop on Teespring, guys. If you want to buy a t-shirt or something, you could find the link on top of my channel. And, guys, don't forget to send me messages. Ooh, Frankie Tomato, Italian buffet shuts down after 25 years. Wow, I just got that message right now. So Frankie Tomato, Italian buffet, shuts down after 25 years. Wow, that's heartbreaking. Because I went there a few times and I had fun there. Okay, so here it is, guys. Facebook, guys. Go ahead and fan me on Facebook if you want. This is my fan page. Go ahead and fan me on there. I really appreciate your support. And, guys, don't forget to message me on Instagram. Oops, let's go back here. Message me here on Instagram if you guys want to message me. Please message me here. I get show tips here better than I do on Facebook. And it looks like I went offline again. Woo! Going offline on Mike in the Night. I can't get good internet even if I tried, guys. I don't know what to do. So viewership is dropping like a rock. And guys, when you get some time, check out Wild Game Sports. They're live today. It's a free app. If you guys like hunting and fishing, don't forget to check out Wild Game Sports. Anyways, guys, I'm doing that plug for a friend tonight. Now, let's move on. We are Mike in the Night. We're in our second hour.
I understand that you're building a nice $2.5 billion car factory in Mexico.
All right, Liam just sent me an important message here. Let's get him on the phone here. I think he's going to try and call, so I might as well beat him to it and call him.
Huh?
Hey, Liam, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Is the show going okay? Is it buffering really bad?
It is buffering a little bit, so I think it might be your internet.
It is my internet. It's going to 0, then it goes back on, and then it goes to 0, and it goes back on, and it goes to 0, and it goes back on. I don't know what to do. Right now it's at 0, so I don't even know if it's broadcasting.
Holy crap, $120? Is that how much you have to pay over there in Canada?
Yeah, my internet's $120. That's just my internet. I only have internet. That's not cable. That's not my cell phone. That's just internet.
You know how much I pay for internet?
How much?
In Canadian dollars, $29.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm paying $120 for mine, and I can't even stream a video.
Do you know what the speed is of what you're meant to be getting, or?
I think it's supposed to be 30 megs per second.
Okay. Oh wow. Yeah, that's insane, right?
Yeah, it's 30 meg, not 30 kilobytes, 30 megs per second. So that's not too bad.
Wait, 30 megs per second?
Yes.
That's really slow.
Not 30 kilobytes, 30, I think it's 300 megs. Sorry, 300 megs per second.
You know
Sorry.
how much? You know how fast we get over in Thailand?
How fast?
1 gigabyte per second. Oh, I think it's gigabyte. GBps.
I don't know. All right. So let's get into.
Anyway.
You sent me this BBC article. Bread prices may rise after dire UK wheat harvest. What the heck is going on, dude?
Yeah, apparently last year some apparent extreme weather meant that this year's harvest was pretty much kind of the worst in 40 years. So you're just talking about food shortages. Well, the UK is actually going to have some bread shortages because there's no wheat. Well, there's limited wheat.
Well, can't they do what the Irish did during the when wheat and bread started to become scarce back in the day? They'd go with potatoes.
Yeah, but they probably exported all their potatoes, right? The problem with the UK actually is, as you know, I'm from the UK. They don't seem to. They grow a lot of food there, but I think they export most of it because when I go to the supermarkets in the UK, most of the food is actually imported, even though we can grow it in our own country. Like green beans, they are imported from Kenya. You get potatoes that are imported, and it's like, why are they importing this food? It's because obviously the supermarket wants to make a hell of a lot more profit, right? So I'm actually angry when I go to the supermarket in the UK because a lot of the produce is imported when we can perfectly make it in the UK, and we do grow all that stuff in the UK. It just, I don't know where it's going, but
maybe it's going to heaven.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where it's going, but it's disappearing and going somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah. But my main story was, did you see that video that I sent you? That the YouTube video previous to that?
YouTube watch. Okay, hold on a sec.
Actually, before you click on that, or before you show it, how do you imagine like a grand opening? Let's say like there's a train, a new train line, and there's a tunnel. How would, or maybe the audience can put in the comments, how do you imagine a grand opening of a new train line? What would you expect?
Marching band and cutting the ribbon and maybe some flyover jets.
Yeah, cutting the ribbon, right? Isn't that the traditional way? You got like the mayor of the town or the queen or the prime minister or whatever it is.
Even a beauty pageant contestant.
Yeah, that's how you'd expect. It's just a train line, right? It's nothing crazy. It's just a train line. So go have a look at that video I sent you. It's a 6-hour long video, but I've sent you some timestamps. And just let me know what you think of this opening. And it's in Switzerland. It's the world's longest tunnel opening.
Wow, I can see it. I can't really play it because it's Rupley, and it's going to flag my thing down.
Okay.
But I'm going to go to article scan and show you guys, but I'm not going to play it. I'm going to skip through it. It looks like...
Or you don't have to play it. Keep it on pause and go to the timestamp so they can just see a picture maybe.
Oh, I don't see a timestamp here.
I sent you a list of times underneath.
1 hour, 59 minutes. Okay, 1 hour, 59. Let's go to 159 here. Oops. 158. 159. Oh, wow, what is this? Is this the working brigade?
Yeah, but they walk in like zombies. So they're showing you a grand opening of this tunnel, right? And you got the workers, and they're walking in like zombies. They're not walking in normal. They're stomping their feet, and they're walking in like zombies, which, okay, you need to see the video to understand it.
Yeah, I'm watching. I played a bit of it. Yeah, they're stomping their feet. They look very serial. They look very serious. I'm seeing that right now.
Yeah, so that's not the crazy part. If you continue to the next or the following
2
timestamp.
hours and 8 minutes. What the hell is
Or around.
that?
Yeah, well, there you go. Naked as well, right?
I'm not. I'm not understanding what I'm looking at.
Are you seeing the lady that's naked, hanging like an angel with wings?
Yeah, I see that, but why am I seeing it?
I don't know. It's an opening of a tunnel, right?
It's a tunnel for a train.
Or is it?
All right. Okay, next timestamp. 6 hours and 6 minutes. Going to 6 hours and 6 minutes here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to go to 6 hours and 4 minutes here. Because what the hell am I looking at? What?
Or you can go 6 hours and 4 minutes and they're all naked.
Why?
It's a ritual, right? And you know who's there? The German Prime Minister.
I saw Merkel there on the train.
Yeah. She's there. The French guy.
The French guy is always there. The French guy.
All of the European leaders are watching this ritual. They're literally having a personal ritual that's laid out to the world, and you can all see it. And they're actually showing you their plans in this ritual. It's a 6-hour video, but there's like a inside ritual, and then there's an outside, and the outside one is insane. You got Baphomet in there. You got people walking around with horns.
I'm not okay, but what? I don't get it. I'm seeing this. I'm watching these people here half naked. They're outside, and this is all for a launch of a new train. I guess they don't have COVID there, huh?
Yeah, this was actually a couple of years ago. I think it was 2016.
Okay, so this is pre-COVID.
Okay. Yeah, this is pre. The really insane part, I think, is 6 hours 20 or 6 hours 26.
6 hours. I would have taken this off YouTube a long time ago if this was my video.
But this is the thing. Why are they allowed to pull it up, but we can't? You know, they got the TITS hanging out. They got everything.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen since. I'm just being sarcastic.
At around, I think it's 6 minutes 20. The ram has sex with the lady.
Okay, we're not gonna play that here because I don't want to get shut down. But wow.
But at 6 hours 26 minutes, the lady who's half naked shoves her ass into the leader's face.
Really?
So you got the crowd. You got the crowd of all the leaders, right, in their VIP seats. So 6 hours 26 minutes.
Yeah, I see that.
She's not fully naked, but she's half naked.
I understand. All right. So what else is going on?
You know, I'm just trying to figure out what's going to happen in the future, right? And we have to look at this stuff to see what's going to go on.
Well, I'm concerned about the price of them jacking up the price of bread, even though they don't have to. I'm afraid, they create this oil shortage or they create some electrical shortage and the price of electricity needs to go up or the price of food needs to go up because they're creating fake shortages. That's what I'm afraid of.
I don't think this one's fake. I think it is from the weather. But we know what the people in the UK need to be aware of is Brexit that's going to happen at the end of this year.
Didn't that already happen?
No. That's the thing. It's so messy, so complicated. The average Joe can't figure out what the hell's going on, right? They arrange some kind of, okay, we're going to do some kind of deal. This was last year. But then the deal kind of fell through, or they couldn't figure out all of the key points of the deal. So at the end of this year, if the deal doesn't get finalized, the UK leaves, and that's the end of it. And then it'll be chaos for the UK because there's no deal, and all of the food will be stuck at the borders. So it's a big problem.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, my friend. Very, very interesting. Anything you want to tell us before we cut you off?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
I'll be flying in a few weeks, so I'll send you my experience of flying halfway around the world during this crazy situation.
Please, yes, please do that if you don't mind. Keep us up to date on what's going on with your flight back, journeys back to the UK.
All right, man. Take it easy. Thank you.
God bless, buddy. Bye. All right, that is Liam, who's been stranded in Southeast Asia. He's called into the show about over a dozen times since he's been stranded in Southeast Asia, and that is pretty big. Okay, who do we were gonna get to? We were gonna get somebody on the show. Was it Lisa? Oh man, there's so many people. Hey, I want to get Dano on the show. Dano, I'm calling you, buddy. You better turn on your phone. It's ringing. Been trying to get Dano on for years now. Dano.
Hey, hi.
How you doing, buddy?
Hello?
Are you there, Dano?
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Dano from California. He does a lot of really cool art. I follow him on Instagram, and he messages me a lot.
Hello, Mike.
What are you doing? Okay, tell us. I saw you in the comments commenting that people are wearing masks there in California.
Yeah, it's really funny. I live in a more affluent part of the West Valley. It's Woodland Hills, and it seems to me that all the yuppies are wearing their masks pretty much all the time, but the working class people that come to the house, whether it's Oscar, that's the pool guy, or my mechanic or plumber that comes over, anybody in the working class doesn't give a rat's ass about wearing masks. So in my opinion, the people that are in the real world are expressing their freedom and not wearing masks, man. What can I tell you?
That's good. So, I'm going to show some people your art. Some of your art is just, I was floored when I saw some of these. How long does it take you? Like, I don't want to go too much off topic, but how long does it take you to make these things? Because I'm actually very impressed with what you got here.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Okay, so it's art by Dano, guys. I'm going to open her up right here. Article scan. Check this out, guys. This is like some really cool stuff. There you are right there. So tell us, Dan, I want to ask you something. And you've been a California native for a long time. How much has California changed in the last 10 years?
Oh, man. Do you have about 3 hours? It was an awesome place when I first came here, which was November 1989. And it's changed a hell of a lot. It used to be a fantastic place, even in the tail end of the 80s and even well into the 90s. And I'd say since about the dot-com bubble, when the dot-com bubble popped, was about 2000 around there, it slowly began to go downhill. And unfortunately, I'll give you an example. The place I live in, Woodland Hills, we've been here for about 7, going on 8 years. When we first moved here, the streets were, all the businesses were open on Ventura Boulevard. There was no homeless and bums in the street. There was no garbage in the streets. It was, the traffic's doubled. It's just really gone downhill, unfortunately. LA's not what it used to be, man. It used to be the coolest place. And now it's, we're trying to get the hell out. Actually, we're moving soon. So I don't know what to tell you, but
where are you going?
Place, not anymore. Pardon me?
Where do you plan on moving?
To Camarillo. It's about a few miles, maybe seven miles inland from Ventura. In Ventura County. Ventura County is a hell of a lot better than LA County. And after that, I don't know. It's we're gonna be renting a place in Camarillo. It's a temporary situation, and we'll see what happens after that. But the COVID, as you know, I got a kiosk in Huntington Beach. Well, I've been selling my art now for many years, and between the COVID lockdowns and all the moronic Black Lives Matter protests, which they happen to do at the Huntington Beach Pier, they basically put me damn near out of business there. So that it's don't even get me started there. But it's really been one hell of a year, man. But we're hanging in there.
Well, it's good to see you hanging in there. I'm looking at your artwork. This Kobe Bryant one looks amazing. You got Tim Lizzy here.
Yeah, I sell all my stuff online from the website. So anybody who's seriously interested in that kind of portrait type celebrity artwork, feel free to go to my website.
Wow, look at that. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I'm just showing on the background here.
Oh,
your little...
thanks, buddy.
And I put a link, guys.
It's 90%, everybody.
And I'm putting a link here to his thing, Instagram, Art by Dano. And yeah, I like how you're very, like, you express yourself through your art. Oh, this one's good. Oh, I like this one.
Which one are you looking at? I'm not a...
The one on the back of the motorcycle looks like, and she's got an American flag.
Oh, yeah. It's, I think that's Patriotic Betty.
It's a very nice one.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll hook you up with some prints, man. Just send me your email address.
You already have my address.
Oh, that's right. On the Instagram. Yeah, I'll do it that way.
Yeah, I give you my address. You said you're working on a print for me, so
yeah.
There's no rush. Whenever you get some time, take your time.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy. I also do work for the studios. I'm actually a storyboard artist for the animation studios. That's more or less my day job. It's the artwork I do on the side. It's my side hustle. But I've been watching your show now. I kind of discovered you a couple seasons ago on the job, and I've been watching your show for a couple of seasons now, and I think you have a great show. And what I like about it, it's real people in the street. It's honest people, a good bunch of people you have there, and some very interesting folks like the Raven or Lord Humongous and Supreme Cannon, man. I get an education from those fellows every Saturday night.
Woo! And we got our folks out in Australia. We got people down in New Zealand.
Yeah,
we got people.
It's the real people. That's what I like about it. Nobody has an agenda here, or you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, Jelly Bean.
People on the ground, man. That's what we want. That's yeah.
I like this picture of Thin Lizzy here.
Oh yeah, that's Phil Lynott, one of my favorites. Yeah, my son's a huge fan of Phil Lizzy too. I got him into some of the cool music from my generation, and I'm a frustrated musician. I have zero musical talent. All I can do is draw and paint musicians.
That's good. That's better than most people. That's better than most people. What's your favorite Thin Lizzy song?
Oh man, I have so many. Of course, I like the classics like Jailbreak, but I like I like the entire Black Rose album, which is more for the hardcore fans, and Johnny the Fox, and Thunder and Lightning has some great tunes on it. It's all of it. I like all Thin Lizzy.
I think my favorite song is the one that made them break through the top 40 in Ireland was Whiskey Jar.
Oh, yeah, Whiskey in a Jar. Oh, that's right.
That's the first song that broke them through the top 40 in Ireland.
No kidding. Yeah, that's a good one, too. Yeah, they've had some what can I say? Finland. I wish I was too young to really be able to see them while they were still around.
But Buddy died of organ failure, so, yeah.
Yeah, man, he was...
Oh, is that Carlos Santana?
Yeah, man, that's Carlos. Actually, you want a story behind that piece of artwork? My rep actually got to know a good friend of Carlos, and that's I got that image from a really cool photograph of Carlos, one of his personal photographs, and that was a reference for that artwork. I also embellished the artwork with some of my own ideas, but that's Black Magic Woman,
Mm-hmm. I see her in the background.
Yeah, he's thinking about it while he's playing a solo,
Right on. Dano, you're the best, buddy.
Ah, come on. Mike is my agent, everybody.
Yeah, Mike Martin's the agent for Dano. Guys, check him out. I'm gonna give you his website here too if you guys want to check him out. I think Instagram is telling me. There we go. artbydano.net. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna send it to you guys. This stuff looks awesome.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
That's a really nice website too. Wow.
Yeah, I put a lot of work into the website. The website's doing fine. It's just my kiosk is just what happened is, and it's just this. Let me just say this because I know it's Mike and the Night. It's kind of apropos, but what pisses me off is these morons that they started in June of the protests and demonstrations. Why the heck would they go to the Pacific Coast Highway and Huntington Beach Pier, where it's a bunch of vendors like me and some great vendors there, guys that make jewelry, arts and crafts, the heart and soul entrepreneurs. They're screaming into the loudspeakers, 20 yards from our kiosk there. And they drove all our customers away. And primarily our customers are tourists and some international tourists, local tourists, American tourists. And those people will never come back now because of that crap. It's so stupid, you know what I mean? If they're going to have their protest, why don't they go in front of City Hall? What are they?
Yeah,
it's
they should
idiotic.
be. They should be going to City Hall. They should be going to the politicians outside their house or outside their gated communities. And, what are they going on piers and ruining it? Because without any proper, a lot of economies are based off of tourism.
Yes, especially Southern California. A good part of it is the beach cities are all tourism. And the bars have a hard enough time with all the lockdowns, and the restaurants are really struggling. It's just killed business. Between the lockdowns and the protests, they just killed the business in towns like Huntington Beach. It's just what can I tell you, man? If I couldn't laugh about it, I'd have to cry. I don't want to do that, right?
No.
Yeah, it's so stupid, the whole thing. And most of these protesters, they're not even people from the hood who might have experienced police brutality or whatever their gripe is, right? It's mostly college students who I guess they don't have a life or anything better to do. That's the ridiculous part about it. It's really idiotic. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, man. It's been a crazy year, real funky year. And like I said, California's not what it used to be. It used to be a fantastic place, man. And I can't even. If I wish I came to California, I wish I was 20 years younger so I could come to California in the 60s.
Yeah, I heard California was really big because you had that mass exodus in the 70s out of Chicago and Michigan State. Yeah. Lots of people were leaving Michigan in the 70s when the steel wheels, the auto companies were shutting down or cutting back, and a lot of people were moving to California at that time.
Huh. I did not know that, man. There's something new every Saturday night on your show, Mike.
Woo!
But the expenses got out to lunch. I remember when I first moved here, I had an apartment near Universal Studios.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've been to Universal Studios. It's kind of just at the foot of the mountains there through the Coenga Pass. I had a nice apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, and I think I paid like not even $400 a month. Okay, and that's very same apartment right now is $2,000 a month.
Too large?
But, yeah.
Wow.
And it's in the heart of what they call Studio City, so it's not one of the cheaper places to live. But my point is, I was able to make it as a single guy back then on one salary. It wasn't even that great of a salary. I was able to make it back then. But the kids nowadays that are like in their early 20s, man, they're having a tough time because the costs have gone up so much. The cost of living has, but the salaries haven't, right? That's none of the problems.
For many years, salaries haven't kept up with wages, and that's why capitalism fails.
Yes. And I've seen that with my own eyes. That's why my son's. I have a 19-year-old son. He's still living at home, and I don't blame him. I'd rather he pitches in and saves his money and then piss it away paying some super expensive rent somewhere, then how can he get on his feet?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's my gripe, but it was a wonderful place in the 80s, even 90s, but that's it still has a great climate, actually. They always have a good climate, Mediterranean climate.
Yeah,
I'll give it that. We still have the sunshine,
Well, Dano, I promise when this stupid thing unlocks or whatever, and things start come back to normal, I'll come down and visit you down there one time. I'll bring the family and just maybe, hopefully, you'll be on your. I'll let you know when I'm coming and see if you're going to be there at the pier or at your place there.
Yeah, that sounds cool, man. But I hope to make it up to British Columbia one day again. I've been to the Okanagan. I know it very well, actually. I've been to Kelowna. I know Gyro Beach, man. You've been to Gyro Beach?
Yes, I have.
That was in Expo 86, I think, around in 5-6, around that time.
It's a long time.
So, Yeah. I'm sure it's changed quite a bit since then.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Art by Dano. Check him out. Dano, thanks for coming on and giving us your insight of what's been happening in the last couple of decades.
Man.
And
I promise I'll call back again, or when I have something more interesting to tell you. But I've been pretty busy Saturdays because that's the days I'm trying to jumpstart my kiosk again in Huntington Beach. So, but this Saturday I stayed at home. That's why I was able to do it.
It looks like you have a customer. Anthony Ruvalacaba is asking for anything Metallica.
You know what? They're on my list, bro. I will do. I have some ideas for Metallica. I just haven't had the time to do it yet. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, Dano, God bless you.
Same to you, Mike. God bless you too and your family, man. You have a lovely family, man.
Thank you so much, Dano. And we'll keep in touch and keep your eyes and ears open and let us know tell us what the media is not telling the world. Okay, buddy?
I'll do that, man. I'll be well armed for next weekend.
All right. God bless you.
All right, same to you, man. Thanks, Mike.
Bye. All right, guys. That is Art by Dano. I've been wanting to get him on. I talked to him on the back end, like on Instagram back and forth. He sends me links to things and look at this, man. This it's freaking amazing. Here he is at his kiosk here. Art by Dano. And yeah, I'm so happy to know these. I'm so happy to know so many cool people all over. So he remembers moving to California back in the 80s when it was good, when things were. I remember when I was a kid in the 80s, man. I want to move to Hollywood. I want to move to California, and it's like, well, when I got to my 20s, I said, I'm gonna go to Miami instead. But yeah. So Fresh Traveler saying, Dano is speaking the truth. I'm in San Diego, California, and it's true in terms of cost of living, and now California has changed for the worse. All right. That is on Instagram, people. So there's the website right there. You guys should follow him on Instagram and check out his website, please. There it is right there. artbydano.net. Check it out, guys. All right, what are we up to now? Where are we? Okay, bread shortages, UK wheat harvest not looking good. Lots happening here on Mike in the Night. So we had our caller in from Australia there. We had him live. That was the first time we saw Matthew in person. That was pretty good. There in just south of, in the suburbs of Melbourne, Australia. And let's see if we can get Lisa on the phone. I'm not sure if she's going to pick up the phone or I'm trying to see who's messaging me. There you go. She's on right now. She is on no. Let's see if she picks up. Lisa.
Hi there.
How are you, my friend?
I'm very good, thank you.
It's so good to hear from you. Are you out of your hotel prison?
I'm out of quarantine. Oh yeah, I'm out of quarantine. I'm back. I'm free, sort of, because we are now at the end of a second lockdown.
Okay, guys. Lisa Clark is in Australia. Are you in Auckland or Welland or?
Auckland, New Zealand.
Okay,
and
Auckland, New
Wellington.
Zealand. Okay.
Wellington, Mike. You keep saying Welling.
Oh.
That's our capital.
Okay.
Yeah.
So continue.
So we're in the middle of the end of the second lockdown.
Okay. And what are you feeling out there? Are you feeling it? Are you guys going to be in Australia 2.0?
Well, we're going for a level 2.5. We've gone from being, we've had 2.5 weeks of a second lockdown. Our second wave has started. They have found COVID in the community. It's been freaking everyone out.
Oh, my God.
But, I mean, so many people just don't care. We just don't care anymore.
Okay.
And the mask thing, I think they're trying to encourage masks, but people aren't buying it.
Okay, can you explain to me what 2.5 means? Does it mean half the sickness, or what does that 2.5 mean?
Well, 2.5 means we're not quite in level 3, but we're not quite in level 2. So that basically means if you go on any public transport, you have to wear a mask. And it also means that you can't have any gatherings of over 10 people. So that means church services are out.
Also, you can't order a bucket of chicken for KFC that feeds 10 because KFC will call the police and rat you out?
Probably.
They've done that already in Australia.
To do that. They did that in Sydney. Yes, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard. But I don't know. Look, I think they need the business over here.
Big time. So what is happening with so it's 2.5. Do you see it becoming draconian like Melbourne?
Well, it sort of has been this particular second time. This is 2.5 weeks ago. I got my phone started beeping at about 10 o'clock at night, basically, and there was a recorded message coming in emergency. I've never had that before.
Okay.
So now they know what my phone is. And we basically went into a level 3 lockdown. That basically meant we can't go out. People in Auckland, it's just the Auckland area. Suddenly the city of Auckland has barriers, and we've got a border. And now we have the police and military stopping anyone crossing the border. And that's weird. We've never had that before, ever in the history of my country, ever.
Okay, so you have a border within your own country to the other province.
Yeah.
South or north?
Who knew? Both ends. So the city of Auckland was cut off from the rest of the country.
Huh.
You couldn't drive in unless you were a key worker.
Huh. So you mean a construction worker?
I'm
being sarcastic. Because the whole country shut down of Canada except construction workers because they have to build condos for rich investors.
Well, exactly. The Chinese need something to buy.
Well,
They've
the
got to
Chinese
have
need
a
something
house,
to buy. That's correct. You got it, Lisa.
Not us, but they do.
Yes.
So, yeah, absolutely. It's just ridiculous. So people were waiting for 6 hours sometimes in these queues to get through.
6 hours? Like in
6
in
hours
a vehicle?
sometimes in a queue. In a vehicle, yep, waiting in line for the police and the military to get through the queue. I know, it's just nuts. Absolutely ridiculous.
6?
But hey, yeah.
Could you, like, if you
I think that was the beginning of the lockdown, this lockdown.
Holy crap.
Yeah. New Zealand has become Auckland has become a super city. And it's everything from a place, I think it's called, from a place called Pukekohe, which is down the south.
Okay.
Up to a place called Wellsford. And that area is considered Auckland City, the super city. So a lot of people on the borders can't get into Auckland to work. So they've been in lockdown level 4 because they can't work. They can't get through. Their job isn't considered necessary. Yeah, level 4 is when you can't work. Everything's closed.
So level 4, they send you to the moon.
Basically, yeah. The economy crashes. The economy just goes to pot.
Interesting. Okay, so wow. I'm just kind of get thrown for a curveball. So you got military checkpoints in and out of the major part of the city. And then
in and out of the city, the actual area, you cannot drive in and out. So the people up north are stuck. They can't come down any further unless they take a boat around. And no one can come up to Auckland. And remember, Auckland is New Zealand's largest city.
Right.
So it's not the capital, but it's the largest city. A lot of business comes through here. But no tourism. No one from Auckland can travel anywhere. But as of tonight at midnight, that changes and we can travel again. The roadblocks will be taken down and we can travel and see our friends again.
Wow. We got a gentleman, Blunt News, who was earlier on the show, is asking about food shortages. What's happening with food there? Have you noticed anything?
There hasn't been any food shortages. They have let the trucks through, but they've had to make them wait. So trucks are getting through, food's getting through. But I think what I've been hearing on the news is a lot of people, because of all the jobs that are going, there's a lot of people now who are on basically food bank. They're lining up at food banks. The money the government's giving is not enough. And they're having to line up for food. So, yeah, that's not good.
I heard a bunch of people, too, in New Zealand and parts of Australia have been put on suicide watch.
That I don't know about.
Suicide prevention or something, whatever it is.
You see, they don't tell you how many people die of suicide. I think it's to sort of stop people committing suicide. I don't know how that really works, but I've not heard. But I know in the UK that was a problem at the beginning of the lockdown. They had back in, I think back in end of March, beginning of April.
Interesting. So
but over here, not so much.
So you got your flight in from the UK. You left the airport there. Everything seemed good. There was no temperature scanners. There was no Mickey Mousing. You got on your plane like normal. You land in New Zealand. You get put up for 2 weeks in a hotel by the government of New Zealand. Jacinta Ardern is paying for it. And then...
How kind of her, yeah, really. We are paying. The government has no money. Remember, people, governments have no money. The money they have is our money.
That's right. Well, they're using taxpayer-funded funds, yes.
Yeah. They are going to charge you if you leave the country and go on a holiday. They are now going to charge you if you come back.
Oh.
So.
Really? Like a re-entry fee into the country?
Basically, yeah. If you go on for a short holiday, or you leave the country now and then come back, you'll have to pay about $3,000 or $4,000 for your lockup. And I hope the food's okay. Hope it's a bit warmer than it was with me. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay, let me just get this straight again. Like I just want to make sure I heard this correctly. If you're living in New Zealand and you want to go to Portugal for 2 weeks.
Yep.
You're in Portugal, you have a great time, nothing's wrong, parties and good times. You get back on the plane, you fly back to New Zealand, you're going to have to pay a re-entry fee?
You're going to have to pay for your 2 weeks in quarantine. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh.
And you won't even get to choose where you stay. You'll just get assigned. You'll get stuck on a bus and bussed out somewhere, and you'll have to obey because you're not at a public facility. You're in a government facility now.
So they put you on a bus.
Yeah, oh yeah, they bus you out. The police are all there guarding you in case you run away.
Okay, I'm just lost for words. I'm just, okay. And then they take you somewhere for 2 weeks.
Uh-huh. That's exactly what's been going on. And the same thing's been going on, I think, in Australia. It's not like it's just us. But, yeah. I think in the UK, I don't think people are aware of this, but a lot of people who came off the boats, and this is in the early days of COVID, they came off the cruise ships. They were sent back to England, and they were not put in hotels. They put them in army barracks. So they had a really rough time.
Yeah, army barracks are, I think that, depending on if you're in the higher level army barracks, like the higher level generals, you get fine wine and lobster, but I don't think they were putting those.
I don't think you get it in the, no, not for the privates, no.
Wow.
Feel sorry for the suckers, I tell you.
Are you seeing any drone or aerial footage or aerial planes going like crazy there, tracking things, or is it just...
I live out way on the countryside. I don't really live in Auckland. I live way over on the coast, away from the cities, in the countryside, and so I don't really see barely anything. I don't see planes coming over, not really.
Okay.
Saw a helicopter yesterday. I don't think that counts, but no, where I am in the countryside, most people don't wear masks, but in the supermarkets they tend to.
I think most people are awake there.
Yeah, I think so. But you have to, you've got to use, they've got these signs on the doors, and you've got to use your phone to, I don't know, to get in or something. You've got to put your ID, your telephone number, your name, etc. every time you go into a shop, which I won't do. Even just to get a cup of coffee, where you don't go in the shop, you still have to give your information. I just won't do it.
Yeah, I heard some places also in Australia and the beginning of the COVID over in UK, you had to give they had to scan your ID if you bought anything.
Yes, yeah. They've been doing that. And, of course, not taking cash is the other thing, too.
Preparing for cashless.
So, they are preparing for cashless. And the other thing that worries me with the whole putting the borders up in Auckland is that it's the police and the military working together. The same with the quarantine. It's the police and the military working together. So when are they going to merge the two, I wonder?
Oh, remember, I don't know if it was last week, when I was talking to Stephen Thomas, who was in Melbourne, Australia, I asked him, is the police looking more military-ish to you? He's like, yes, they are. They're carrying AK-47s and they have like shotgun shells on a strap, and they have, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but our great leader, her father was very high up in the police. And the first thing she did coming into power was basically provide weapons, drones, new vehicles, etc. for the police force. So I think the police have probably got more military weapons, more than the military have. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just join the two together. I think in France they already have a special military police, which are used on the public. They're the guys all in black. They're not the normal gendarmes.
Yeah, it's like the brown shirts.
Yeah, it's like the brown shirts, except government brown shirts.
Yeah, they're like, I know what you. I know. So they're basically, so they're having different levels of policing. And And that's what usually happens when you're headed towards a police state. What they usually do is they start in a moment of fear or panic or breakdown. What do? They start segregating and breaking down and restructuring the policing, military, and merging them, and fusion. They create a fusion.
Yeah, this is what worries me. Really, it's not a good thing. It really is bad. But I can see that happening because Jacinda, she loves the police, doesn't she? And they seem to love her. Yeah, it's scary.
Whatever happened to that Kiwi build project with Phil Tyford? They were supposed to build 100,000 homes in. Huh?
When you first brought him up, I kept telling you on the chat, it's not going to happen. It's a load of rubbish. This is a Labour government. They don't do anything.
Yeah.
They just tell you what they're going to do and don't do it. That's the trouble.
Kind of like our great leader in Canada.
Well, yeah. Well, he's a drama teacher. He can dramatize it, but not do it. You see?
Yeah.
Do all the billboards, but nothing.
Well, they did build 18 homes.
Did he? Well, they did. They did 18 homes.
Out of 100,000.
Yeah, I wonder who went in there, I kind of think maybe it was their families, who knows? But there's not a housing shortage. There's so much housing being built, but it's not for the regular person. It's for investors.
Of course it is.
So
well, New Zealand's 73% of their economy is built off housing.
I know. And Australia's even worse. So
yeah.
We're now, I don't know, hopefully people are now looking at the situation, but a lot aren't. I've got a younger brother who lives in Auckland. He lives in a very nice area in Auckland, and he thinks it's just going to go up. He thinks house prices will just continue to go up. He just doesn't get it, but there's nothing I can tell him. So,
you should tell him to watch Mike in the Night.
I don't think so. He won't. He wouldn't. I tell you, he would just, as I say, he's very woke. What can I do? Yeah, there's some people. But something that Liam said about the Brexit thing, I disagree with him on the whole Brexit issue. Brexit will happen regardless at the end of this year. The European Union, one of the big hang-ups of the European Union is they want the fishing waters. They want Britain's fishing waters. And that's one of the things that Britain is not letting them have. And they've built this huge industry on fishing for Europe, not for Britain. And they've been fishing in sort of 99% of British waters. And that's a big stumbling block because the British are saying, no, you can't have our waters. So that's a big problem for Europe, not for England. Britain has to really build its fishing fleets up again.
And that Portugal, the fishermen of Europe, because we have the Azores, so our jurisdictional water stretches from Portugal to the Azores, right?
It's not yours. Remember, it's the European waters.
Nope. You know that 90% of the Portuguese fishing industry is getting paid not to fish?
I know, exactly. It's not your waters. If you're part of the European Union, it's European Union fishing area.
Yeah.
So you have to obey them. And so not England, but Britain were told that they had to allow all these foreign fishermen to come around their coast, and they were not allowed to fish there. And they were basically told to break up their boats, and the European Union will give you funding to retrain, maybe to learn how to code. You don't need to be a fisherman anymore. And that's been a problem too. We don't have a lot of fishermen anymore. Yeah. So I think the European Union are waking up to the fact that Britain has left, and that could be the end of the European Union. I hope it implodes.
I really hope God hears you, Lisa, because I would like to see a breakup. Because before the Portuguese weren't in debt before the European Union was formed.
Oh, they are now.
They are now, and they were forced to, get out of the colonies they were in, even though they were invited to go back to their colonies and rebuild in Africa and parts of Brazil. And they're trying to put out the fires in Brazil. I'm not talking about forest fires, but there's an actual big movement in Brazil. I thought this was a joke about 4 months ago, but they want the Portuguese to recolonize Brazil because nothing's working in Brazil right now. And I'm like, I thought that was a joke, and I looked into it. There's actually a party that's actually like a first Portuguese movement in Brazil to get Portugal to recolonize it, because at least with the Portuguese, they weren't starving. So,
gosh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's really weird.
But the European Union, this is the whole global thing, isn't it? They want everyone in debt, slavelandia.
Yes.
If you're not up to date in your eyeballs with your credit cards, etc., yeah, that's how they want you. And if you've got a country that wants to come and be sensible and look after its finances, yeah, well, we know what happened to Libya, didn't we?
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. They needed freedom, right? And then when they wanted to introduce a coin or a dinar, a gold dinar, an African dinar.
They just wanted to get out. They get out of the system. You can't leave the system.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, so that's something about for European thing. There's also the Extinction Rebellion. I don't know if it's going on worldwide, but I know in the UK, I've got friends telling me that they're going off this week. In the UK, they're going to be doing all kinds of stuff.
What's the Extinction Rebellion?
Extinction Rebellion is basically the Greenies.
Okay.
It's another offshoot, I suppose, of all these different groups, whether you call them Antifa or if you call them BLM, but it's just another extinction of all those groups. And
so there's another one?
Blocking roads and just causing chaos. So I don't know. Does anyone else know if they're doing anything in their country?
I have no idea. I know in the United States.
Other than UK.
Yeah, in the United States, they still got a couple of things going on in Wisconsin and other parts, and the media is so focused. It's kind of funny how the media is there before they start these things, eh?
Yeah.
The media is front and center, eating the popcorn, and the new journalist walks there with the media and watches everybody sitting down at some corner of some street, and there's nothing happening. And they're like, okay, I know we're supposed to be covering news, but what are we supposed to be covering here? Just wait 5 minutes. Hold on. He sits there, waits 5 minutes, and boom. All you see is writers, and the place gets flipped upside down. And the media is already there to catch that and show the world how bad things are.
Oh, I know. Look, I've seen them in the UK. I've seen the photographers waiting around for a good picture. And it's ridiculous. But, that's what they do. And then they can make a picture of nothing particular but look really bad. So I've seen that in London with protests. So, yeah,
well,
it's just used against you.
Ottawa, we had a no mask protest. I think in Australia they tried to assemble something with 100 people, and that ended up getting shut down. And the organizer of that one in Melbourne got arrested.
There was one in London this weekend, and it said there was a 70-year-old man who was arrested, and it was because they were public gathering and there was too many people. I think it had to be like 100 or something. So they've done that this weekend in London. They've arrested a number of people. I
bet you 100 to 1, Lisa, if it was an anti-Trump protest, they wouldn't do anything about it.
Look, they're not. Look, with the Extinction Rebellion people, I bet none of them get arrested. I would put money on the fact that none of them are going to get arrested.
Okay, I got to look this up. Extinction Rebellion. So, guys, you heard it here first on Mike of the Night. Another Extinction Rebellion. Here they are. First thing comes up. All right. Yep. Okay, here they are. Okay, I got them here. Here's go to article scan here. Here's the Extinction Rebellion. Ooh, they have their own symbol. Extinction Rebellion is a global environmental movement with the stated aim of using nonviolent civil disobedience to compel to government action to avoid tipping points in the climate system, biodiversity loss, and risk of social and ecological collapse. What did I just read there?
They're basically greenies. The world is going to end. We've got to. They're basically Greta
they're Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah. So they're just hilarious.
Okay, let me get some images of these guys.
But I've never seen a single one of them protest outside a chemical company.
Well, we have them here. Oh, there's the 12. We have 12 years to save our Earth. Climate change.
Oh, I know. Come
that
on,
reminds
please,
me of
people.
Al Gore said Florida will be underwater by 2005.
Exactly. It's Al Gore all over again. I mean, honestly, these people don't know history. They're going to repeat themselves because they don't know history.
Oh, there's Greta Thunberg.
Yep. Can't have it without Greta.
Yeah.
How dare you? Oh, please.
Okay, if the environment were a bank...
But it's kind of good for people like you that don't believe this crap, which is a great thing.
Okay, Lisa, I got you on the phone, and now I kind of want to say something important, okay?
Go for it.
I met with somebody. Somebody came to meet with me at my place, okay, at my shop. And she said something that was really scary. And she's not allowed to. She basically asked me to keep this as on down low as much as possible, and to not discuss, to tell it on my show, but just to keep it as vague as possible, because she could get in a lot of trouble, and I'm talking about her life. And she's in a very high position, and she was floored when she was on a conference call with 3 other major regional directors who asked her, how could we make climate change like COVID?
What?
Yeah. Like how people...
Really?
I swear to you, I have no reason to make this up. She told me, and she said, look, you have to be confidential with this because this is like, it's endangering to my life. But I was on a conference call, and I was asked by regional managers, how could we make climate change like COVID, like shut everything down because of climate change, or make it, or deregulate the world because of climate change and wake people up. That's what she was asked.
And it's crazy. I'm sure COVID has probably helped climate change a little bit. We've probably got an extra 5 years because of the planes that stopped flying for quite a while, and the fact there aren't as many flights. So I think we've actually, COVID's helped climate change, hasn't it? So, I mean, it's just ridiculous to, I guess they just want everything. They want to control so much. They want to control our lives. It's like one of the other early callers said the same thing. It's not good.
Yeah, because when she heard that,
really
she doesn't believe in climate change. She believes climate changes because it rains, it snows, and climate does change. And she's a strong believer in, in a lot of the stuff we talk here on Mike in the Night. And she doesn't have a YouTube account. She can't. Yeah. She actually has to get, one of those things that protect your VPN, your tracking on your.
Yep.
She actually has to have that to watch my channel on her computer.
That is really bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Even though she has no account. I don't like the idea that businesses...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she has no account and she doesn't comment, but she has a feeling that they're tracking what she's watching too.
Yeah. That's not good. I don't like the fact that businesses look at people's internet sites or their Facebook or whatever. I think that's wrong. They shouldn't do it. But, it's why I never use my own name when I go online. So I'm fine. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Best way to be.
Yeah.
Be safe off that way. Yeah.
All right, Lisa.
No, I'm going to say Auckland is tomorrow will be interesting with this level 2.5. We'll see what happens. There's 2 new cases today. I'm over it. I'm past it, but I understand people still believe it. It's a cold. Basically, people, it's the flu. It's just the flu. It's okay. You'll be fine.
It actually wasn't that bad of a flu, to be honest. More people died of the regular flu than this one, from what I heard.
Yeah, well, probably, but they're not going to tell you this, so we'll see what happens. What worries me is all the underlying stuff. What's actually going on? This is cover, and it's all the stuff that's going on behind all this that really worries me. So I'm looking at the military and the police in New Zealand and thinking, is there too much going on? They're working together very well. Very impressed. So we'll see how that continues. What our great governments will do, and they're printing money. They're having to extend the payouts they're giving to people because of this 2.5 weeks in Auckland. So we're all going to burn. What can I say?
Okay, Lisa, I appreciate your insights here on the show tonight.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, and hi to everybody. Catch you all, guys. Catch you later.
Oh, you want to know something? I just want to tell Lisa, because you're on the phone. I want to tell Supreme Cannon, the Raven, when I keep talking and I make videos and I say some people came to visit me in person at the shop to say hi and stuff.
Yep.
They actually mention all you guys. I think
that's really cool.
They mention all you guys by name.
Oh, wow.
They actually mentioned, I remember Lisa was stuck in a hotel. You better call her, Mike, and find out. And then I heard the Raven sold his house, and I heard this and that. So people come when they see me in person. They're always raving about Lord Humongous. They're this and that, and they bring up all the people on the show. So you're famous.
Yeah, I see Lord all over the place. Well, thank you. I see Lord all over. It's there's some great people on this the site. I love you coming on Mike in the Night. I've been going listening for a couple of years, and it's just great. Normal people, as the other guy Dano said, just great people.
Yeah,
Ordinary
but
people.
artist, you see that artist stuff he's got?
Oh, I know. Wow, what talent.
Yeah.
I have a friend who can do that. I've got a friend who's an artist, and she's amazing. So should try and get her on here maybe.
Yeah, please get anybody you want on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's quite a few Kiwis. I'm really surprised. I'm really, really pleased. There are Kiwis who are, they're alive and awake.
Good.
So that's cool. Anyway, take care, Mark. Mike,
God bless,
get
Lisa.
another caller. New caller. Take care, guys. God bless. Bye.
Bye. That is Lisa Clark, just as outside of Auckland, New Zealand, giving us a download on what's happening in her neck of the woods. Wow. So I didn't know they closed the city of Auckland off from the rest of... I didn't know that. I just figured... I found that out today, right? A couple of things. And then when you leave New Zealand and you go on a vacation, and then you go back to New Zealand after your vacation, you get put on a bus and you get put into quarantine. Some crazy, freaky stuff. Okay, guys, 2 hours are up. Let's do a quick channel plug, guys. All right, what's that? That's news. Let's do a quick channel plug. We got a lot of callers in tonight. A lot of callers. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to be part of the channel by setting your reminders here, guys. Right here is your reminders right here. Get your reminders out here. Don't forget to be part of the show and call in. Don't forget to shop Mike in the Night, Trends in the Housing Market if you guys want to get something. Please come and grab it here if you want. Lots of cool stuff. Supreme Cannon mug. Yeah, we're going to get something for everybody. We got Lord Humongous mug here from the Humongous Wasteland. Don't forget to follow me here on my Facebook page. I'm going to give you guys my Facebook if you guys want to follow it. Guys, I'm sorry. We lost a lot of people watching earlier because my connection, again, is just haywire tonight. I don't know why, guys. I don't know. I don't know why. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. All right. And send me messages there. And don't forget, if you want to check out Wild Game Sports, check them out, guys. I made these videos here. I made most of these videos here. Check them out, guys, if you want. And Wild Game Sports, if you guys like hunting and fishing, there's an app for everything nowadays. So check it out. Check it out. Check it out. All right, what do we got going on right now? My internet's taking a huge dump right now. Wow, it went back to 0. Please don't refresh. Every time I mention how bad the internet is, it goes down. All right. Yeah, it's buffering. I'm seeing it buffering on the replay here. Oh, guys, I'm really sorry about this. Anthony Ruvalacaba just sent me $5. $5 he sent me. Anthony Ruvalacaba sent me $5. Thanks, buddy. It adds up, eh? I want to thank everyone that's been sending me super chats on Mike in the Night. I really appreciate that, guys. Matthew, yes, I did show that picture of the flights over New Zealand. I did see that. Steve Stevens in the house. Oh, Shireen Caldwell's in the house. Who else we got here? Aaron, Seth in the house. Supreme Canyon in the house. Yeah, he was on last week. Covered quite a bit with him. Actually, he was on for like an hour last week. Don't forget to check out last week's Mike in the Night, guys. If you like the show and you want to check it out, please check it out. It was good having Dano. It was good having Lisa on the show. I got a first time. Mike, I have important information to share. Let me know what's the best time to call. This is from Cesar. Cesar. Let's see if he picks up. I don't know if it looks like he's in Russia. See if he picks up. No answer. Okay. He's online, but he's not, he's got no answer on his thing there. We should get a Shima on. It's been a while. We got to get her on to trends in the housing market. I'm just going through the thing here, seeing who's alive out there right now on Saturday night with Mike in the Night. People of the night. Whoa. If you feel all right. All right. Let's go head over to the comments. Shireen saying, hope all is okay. We're all doing good. No spinning wheel so far, says Supreme Cannon. Someone saying somebody got a COVID from a BLM riot. Sean Lieberman just says, just call now. We got Blunt saying, yes, Mike, accept crypto. Yeah, I'll get a crypto wallet somehow and figure it out and put a link on the thing. Who else is here? Jeff Salcedo, Jefe Salcedo, saying Mike's on the gram. Mike, article scan, Jeff Bezos. There's a Jeff Bezos protest? Now, let's get Lord Humongous. I hope he's okay to talk. Let's crash Lord Humongous' party. Where is he? There he is. Let's crash Lord Humongous now. We're crashing Lord Humongous. There it goes. Come on, Lord, pick up. No answer. Well, I hope he's okay. I see him in the comments. Mike, call Aaron. Sean is saying I could call in about the reason to push for trans in 20 minutes. I just don't want to get my channel flagged or shut down. That's the problem. Like, we have to find a way to kind of like hone around certain things. I don't mind talking about certain things. I don't care. But I just don't want to lose the channel with specific topics that are too sensitive for too many people, that if they found out about our group, they'll shut us down and then we got nothing after. And that's what I'm afraid of with certain things, talking about the pedos and this and that. I'm against, the whole, here's Supreme Cannon. Yo, Supreme, what's going on? You said your friend, there was a protest out there for your friend, Jeff Bezos?
Yeah, Mikey, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, there were article scan. They were just yesterday or the day before, all the Amazon employees set up these mock guillotines in front of Jeff Bozo the Clown's mansions, the one in Washington and the one in New York.
Okay, so Jeff Bezos guillotine, right?
Yeah, those are just all like his Amazon employees. I mean, that guy screwed his employees for like the longest time.
Oh, there it is. There's the guillotine right there. It says, support our poor communities, not our wealthy men.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all those guys are like Amazon, such a subsidized government tax break. They don't pay any taxes. So no wonder the guy's got billions of funny money.
Well, the problem is a lot of our stores can't compete with Amazon because they don't actually pay taxes to the federal government, but we do.
Exactly. Just like Walmart and all these other big ones, Apple, they're all subsidized, man. They all get these tax breaks. They don't pay taxes. Not that I agree with taxes. I don't think anybody should be taxed because I think it's.
But you agree that if I'm getting taxed, he should be taxed.
Absolutely. He should be paying more in tax than any worker that's making minimum wage scraping by as a slave for the guy. That's part of the scam.
Mm-hmm.
The whole business cycle. That's how these crooks make all this money. It's just like Warren's Buffett, he gets out of all the banking stocks because he knows they're about to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
They're insolvent. All banks are insolvent. This is the big problem. And so what does he do? He rolls, he rolls it into buying Barrick Gold 20%. Well, that whole market's screwed up and manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
You got your Bank of Scotia spoofers, your JP Morgan Rico bankers for spoofing metals. They won't let you know the price of the real value of precious metals because it's real money. People, wake up. I mean, all this other garbage is just part of the illusion, man. And you guys, people that are into all this technology and garbage, I'm telling you guys, it is going to come to an end. The credit's going to freeze. The credit money that these credit card companies have is not real. It's just digits on a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So the sooner that everybody gets off of all this big tech garbage, thinking that they're going to have some solution, the worse it's going to be for the majority of folks out there,
mm-hmm.
the 99%. Every country needs to have its own gold reserve. If they're going to do a fiat issued money, it has to be backed by something.
It's got to be minted, not printed.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could even have a fiat currency like they used to have in the U.S. with silver certificates.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want to take my dollar silver certificate note and redeem it at whatever bank, for real silver, they better damn well have the silver. That's why you're going to see these on the Crimex, the Comex, the CME. All these guys are involved. It's a phony market. The spot price is phony on precious metals. Silver should be, its value is astronomical because it's needed in all the stupid technology that they used to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
That's why your Apple phone has silver all throughout it, or your Android, or any electronic computer, or any mobile device.
Mm-hmm.
And they know this. And that's why they know it's coming to a head, because it's one big trap. It's a part of the Ponzi scheme that's collapsing and imploding on itself right now.
Yeah, they're trying to resuscitate it by throwing money at it and printing more money and paying off more debt. It's like that spaceship theory I keep bringing up. People say, well, why don't they just carry more repellent or more accelerant in the spaceship so they give you enough fuel to reach Mars? Well, the problem is you're going to be carrying fuel to carry fuel. And they're paying debt to pay debt. And it got to a point where you're just paying the debt to pay the debt. And that's it.
You can't, though. It's unserviceable. Even the governments cannot pay the interest owed on the debt.
Yeah. So they're printing the debt or creating the debt to pay the debt. It's like carrying fuel to have more fuel.
Well, since 1971, Milhouse Nixon, right, took us off the gold standard. That's what gave the money value up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
So all the central banks, and it's not just the Federal Reserve, but all the central banks are worldwide are connected in this scam, and they control everything through the business apparatus. Everything from housing, credit cards, to taxes, to food stamps, to you name it, hotels, luxury.
So if a country needs, so what you're trying to say, if a country needs freedom, what they need to do is go off the banking system and create a gold dinar or a central gold currency, and that country will receive freedom from anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes, but it has to be done through like the U.S. Treasury, which was supposed to be printing Americans' domestic.
No, I'm saying a joke, because let's say Mexico decides to create a Mexican gold currency, right?
Well, yeah, but Mexico's stupid. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because they have the largest silver deposit on the planet.
They do.
Their mines hold the best silver.
And the state of Guerrero.
Yes, but their government exports it to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
They could be one of the richest nations in the entire world, but because they've been duped, I don't know, to sell off their silver. In every country.
Where I stayed in Mexico, I used to live outside of maybe 2 miles outside of one of the biggest silver mines in Mexico, in the city of Tasco in the state of Guerrero. And every 7 hours they would have a big alarm that would go off to let the miners know to come to shift.
Right.
And you'd hear it all the time, and they'd go down into the thing to go get more silver, and they'd have. I had a tour of that mine. I couldn't believe how big that industry was there. Until I went into that mine and saw it from my own eyes.
Yeah, but Mike, those miners in Mexico, they treat their miners. They don't pay them very well.
Yeah,
they
I
haven't.
I know.
Forever, and that's part of the problem too. Is that they're just like here in the U.S. with the inflation garbage. The only reason why we have inflation and deflation is because there is no sound money.
Mm-hmm.
There's no anchor. There's no gold or silver backing the purchasing power. Even copper. We have copper pennies, nickel. Nickel's needed. Tesla's looking for nickel right now for their batteries. These are all precious metals and strategic metals.
Well, they're becoming rare. They're becoming more and more rare earth minerals.
Right.
They're becoming more and more rare over time.
But what I'm saying, to rebalance the system, it has to implode. This banking Ponzi scheme has to come to an end, and enough people have to wake up in every country.
Could it happen in our lifetime?
Yeah, I think it's going to happen very soon. To tell you the truth, they're going to have no choice, because when the banks are insolvent, you can't keep paying with a debt note. You can't keep paying with a debased currency.
Right, you can't be paying a debt with a debt.
Exactly, just like in the metals too, the whole metal with the derivatives and the trading on the metals markets, the spoofing that's been going on by all these criminal big banks that are getting caught.
Mm-hmm.
They got too many open contracts, right? And now people are calling for delivery of their physical silver, because they know the rich people aren't stupid. They know that that's real money at the end of the day, gold and silver and precious metals, because those are the only thing that can extinguish a debt. A cryptocurrency cannot do that. And I don't care who tells you that. All cryptocurrency is an encoded, encoded type of currency, I guess they could call it, but it doesn't even store value. That's the problem with it. To become money, it has to have certain characteristics,
mm-hmm.
and precious metals is the only thing that holds all those characteristics. We could go back to a silver standard, a gold standard. All of them, you could do them all, and even a barter economy. America used to have that. We used to barter for a lot more things. Now
they just export inflation. America wants something to print it off and export the inflation. Instead of shipping 1,000 cars for some oil, they end up just exporting more American inflation.
Inflation and debt. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's these criminal assholes that run the banking system and have for the longest time, they could write all that debt off tomorrow, mm-hmm. because it's really phony. It doesn't really exist. Just like the trillions they print in funny money, a lot of that, it's on computer screens. It's just digits added to a ledger, and that's all blockchain really is. It's just a ledger with a timestamp. I would be all for using that for commercial purposes between countries, because that would keep all the countries honest, and then they couldn't manipulate their currencies like China does all the time.
Yeah.
So, and that's where a lot of the imbalance comes from. So, I thought I'd just chime in and let you know about Bezos. So, but those guys got to come down. They got to either be arrested. They all know, they're not, people aren't stupid. Okay. After a while, people start waking up to what's really going on, and all the propaganda they pump for decades through that television, it's just garbage. It's psychological abuse done by governments on purpose. They torture their citizens. They torture every citizen of every country,
mm-hmm.
and it's got to stop, and it will stop. That's why I'm always praying for implosion, because that's when the truth is revealed and it comes out.
That's when the masks fall off and everybody's identity gets revealed.
Yeah, people quit being mass slaves out there. The COVID is a hoax. It is. It really, truly is. And it's been planned all by design.
You even brought that up. This was like 5 months ago when you were in the parking lot there in that 7-Eleven, and you were talking to Old Man Willis there. Remember?
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
You made that video with Old Man Willis there in Colorado, and you were talking about this whole this thing, and this was 5 months ago, dude.
And the food line, remember the food lines at the food bank where
Yep.
they were all getting longer and longer and longer, and that's going on in every major city now.
Mhm.
The food banks can't even supply these people. There's plenty of food, okay, but these assholes that are they're trying this communistic style of Bolshevik starvation among the nation.
But Lord, this is what I want to ask you. This is what I asked the last caller. Are they going to create a fake shortage of food?
Yeah, I think they're doing that now.
Okay, because they're having a shortage in food and the prices go up is one thing, but creating a manufactured food shortage that isn't real,
sure,
that gets dangerous.
Sure, Mike, because they're still using that stupid symbol that everybody worships, which is that dollar symbol, and it means nothing. It's just a computer, a computer symbol. They don't know what real money's measured in ounces. That's why that's what wars are really about. When countries have gone to war, World War I, World War II, it's all about the gold and silver. Who's holding the supplies? Mm-hmm. Why did Switzerland hold all the supplies after World War II of gold?
I just want to let you know you got some fans out there.
That's awesome.
A couple of people came by quite a few people came by my shop this week. And the Lord Humongous, the Raven, Lisa Clark, Layla, everybody loves you guys.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. I love all the fans out there. I think it's great,
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. But I'm doing the best, and just like with this housing collapse is coming because that's all tied with mortgage banking.
Well,
and the mortgage
like half the country's economies are based off of stupid housing.
Exactly. And overinflated bubble prices. See, once we go back to sound, honest money, that'll correct a lot of these problems. It really will. When everything gets reset and rebalanced to an accurate level where it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, Lord. That's Lord Humongous from the Humongous Wasteland outside of...
We'll keep preparing. Get that extra food, get that water, get that gold, get that silver, get guns, get ammo, and take care of your families. And know that, a lot of your community, go meet your neighbors because a lot of them are all in the same boat.
That's right.
So,
all right.
All right.
You have a good night. God bless you.
All right, buddy. Good night.
All right. That is Lord Humongous out in the Humongous Wasteland there. Outside of Denver in outside of Denver in the state of Colorado. Let's see if we could get we got a first-time caller here that wants to call on the show. Let's give him a call and see if he picks up.
Hello.
Hi, is this Cesar?
Yeah, hi Mike, how are you doing?
Good, how are you, my brother?
I'm good.
All right, I saw you try to call into the show earlier. You did message me a week ago. So what's on your mind, buddy?
Well, actually, a lot of things. Just to let you know, I'm a Canadian from Ontario, but I've been outside of the country. As I told you, I'm in Baghdad. I'm working now in Iraq, okay? Been there for on a project for 2-3 years. And I appreciate your project, your programs. I've been an avid follower.
Thank you.
Really enjoying it and very useful information. And it helped convince my wife to sell her condo. She's in the process of selling a condo. And I think there's going to be a major, and this is what the reason why I called is because I know that you have a spiritual background, like you're a faith person,
right.
So like me, a Christian. And I don't know, being a believer, that God speaks with dreams to people, like he usually warns his people, like he warned you, Joseph, about Mary, and the son, like the prophet, what's the name of him, Joseph and his brothers. He saw the dreams. So the issue is there was one pastor in the States, a poor pastor, okay. He calls himself like a nobody. Okay, he's a pastor of a small congregation, about 80 people. His name is now is very well known. Okay, his name is Dano Coverston. This guy in last December, he got a dream, and he shared that dream with his deacons. Okay,
Okay.
Basically that dream, he told them it's a weird dream. Never had this, and he said, "I'm just a pastor, a simple pastor." He works part-time in the hospital.
Right.
He's a poor guy, and he's like an evangelical, like a conservative type of Christian, like Assemblies of God, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that in that dream he saw people wearing masks, and he saw like a newspaper like mentioning pandemic, and he saw people going in line up groceries and hospitals, and he shared this dream with 7 of his deacons, and he forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
He saw something's gonna happen, but in the beginning in that dream he saw a calendar that opens on January, then it flips to February, then to March, and then he saw a finger coming on March and hit it 3 times. So it's like indicating that there's something happening in March. That's when the pandemic really kicked in. And after that, he saw the calendar open to April, then May, and then June. And he's an American, and this relates to America, U.S. He's from Tennessee, I believe. And when he shared this vision with his deacons, and he forgot about it totally, he said in March he was bringing his daughter from college because the school is closed. One of the deacons called him and said, "Pastor, remember that dream you told us about in December? Have you checked the newspapers?" He said, "No, I haven't." He said, "Check it out." And then he started to see exactly what he described. Okay, this was the beginning. Then after that, he started to have series of dreams. Okay, and he decided now to document it by video and to put it on like Facebook. And these videos now, basically, it's like wildfire. Everybody's he had the visions goes to September, October, November. And he said in November, there's going to be a major event going to the States. Okay. And he sees like he sees Chinese and Russian troops in the cities. He sees cities burning. He sees the dollar crashing. He sees people hiding. I mean, I can just type in Dana Coverston. You see it's like a buzzword. Everybody's listening to him. Okay, even Muslims are calling to see, "Sir, what shall we do?" So he's telling people that this is the dream. You do with it what you want. I'm not a prophet. I'm having dreams, and he's documenting these dreams. And he had like 5 dreams. Okay.
What's his name? Dana?
Dana Coverston. Dana Coverston. Okay. You just type it
here it is. Dana
YouTube.
Coverston dream.
Yeah. Yes. I strongly recommend you listen to it. Share it with your people. He says there's going to be a major attack on the United States because he shows the rioters. He shows there's a lot of people burning like in the streets, breaking shops, looting. He saw it all in a dream, and it's all documented on video. Okay, but the major event he sees, something is going to happen in November, because when the
I see it here. Dana Coverston, November prophecy. Where is Trump? America ablaze and UN soldiers.
Yeah. Yes. So because this is going to happen, the reason why I believe, I've checked, it will resonate in your spirit when you listen to him. The guy is totally down to earth. He's not selling it. He's not making any money. Like usually false people, false teachers and prophets, the first thing they sell a book and a video, correct?
Yeah.
They want to make money. He said, "I'm not into that." And he says God is going to judge a lot of pastors, and there's going to be a major shifting in the body of Christ, in the churches. There'll be like a dividing between people who are lukewarm, a foot in the world. So I want you to share it. And based on that, you can expect if there's a major attack, because he sees the dollar burning, he sees the U.S. currency crashing, and major, this disturbance will really shake the U.S. economy, and in a connection, it will also affect the Canadian economy.
Oh, Canadian economy has the Canadian economy is already in severe negative territory. Canada's economy is like 80% binged on housing. That's why a house is $1 million.
Exactly. But
A
I'll
piece
tell
of
you,
junk house.
if a nuclear attack hits New York, like this guy is saying, okay, which could be, there's a strong, I mean, there's a really possibility of this happening, okay, in November. If this is going to happen, you're going to have radiation. Believe me, nobody's going to be able to sell any property. Properties will be basically worthless.
Yes.
If you have $1 million property, you will not be able to even give it for $10,000.
No, Cesar, we got to correct that. If you have $1 million garage,
yes,
the video I made this morning, $1 million garage in Toronto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I would suggest you listen to it, and I know you're a spiritual guy. Listen to it, and it will resonate in your heart. Just like 3 or 4 videos, and I'm telling you, many people are taking his warning seriously. And he tells people, buy gold, get food, protect yourself, because things gonna go very wild. Many people will reject the nomination, the election, the victory of Trump. They will reject that. And he said he saw an attempt on the life of Trump, okay? But he will not be killed. Like 3 shots were shot at him, but the 3 shots were taken by his bodyguards, okay?
Just like Ronald Reagan when they tried to assassinate him too. That was 3 shots.
Yes. He saw that in the dream. And he just go through the vision. He will tell you all the visions. It will really, you will be very glad you watched, okay?
I will definitely. I'm going to save this right now. And yeah.
Share it, make it a subject on because I really believe people will benefit from it. I personally, my wife decided to sell her property because of that dream.
Wow.
Okay, just to let you know. Okay,
well,
because of that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. So so I guess you're working on a big project there in the Middle East.
Yes, I mean now we're in it's a major project. Yeah, I cannot say what it is.
That's okay. That's okay. No, that's good. That's good that we have. It's good that we have eyes and ears all over the world. You know.
Yeah. I follow you very carefully. I've been following you for some time. I really enjoy. I like the stories and the family-oriented show you have, clean show, and really I tip the hat for you. I'm very happy that there's people who are really. I mean, whatever your concerns is, we share it. We all share it because like Canada is a amalgamation. It's like immigrants from everywhere, and we all have these. We all felt whatever you have felt. That's why we can relate with what you share. And unfortunately, the country is going down in the toilet.
Yes.
But watch it and plan accordingly. That's my advice to you and to everybody. Okay, and we will. I'll call you. We'll talk later, or maybe I'll go on a show or something. Okay.
Okay, Cesar. God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much, and take care. Blessing to the wife and the children. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay, that is Cesar that called in from Baghdad. So I'm going to give you guys the link to this. It's on YouTube. Let me click it here real quick. Okay, let me go to the YouTube version of it so it's easier for you guys to see. And let me give you the link here to watch this. And this is a ripoff of the main video. Okay. Okay, here, I'm just going to give you this here. This is another channel that ripped off the original video. It looks like that's what it is here. And yeah, it is. Okay, but there he is right there. So you guys are welcome to check this out. And I could tell, you could look at somebody and you could tell. It's a little trick I learned back in the day. I'm just watching him. Okay, well, he's not lying. I don't know what he's talking about, but he's not lying. I could tell you right now this man's not lying. He's not lying. There's a little trick I learned back in the day, a little secret to tell if someone's lying. And it's in the eyes. Trust me, there's something you look for in the eyes and you know someone's lying. That man ain't lying. So I'm going to watch this video later. Okay, what's going on here? We got Marcelo Marveloso in the house saying he's not going to the nightclubs. He's rescheduled his Saturday night nightclub parties to watch Mike in the Night. And we got Anthony Ruvalacaba. Canada will get invaded or consumed by foreigners, most likely U.S., most likely us, the U.S. Brother John says, Mike, real estate in Pennsylvania going like crazy from exodus of New York City and New Jersey. Oh, so is Florida, and so is Texas, and so is Arizona right now. Ask him about the flash floods. Ooh, I just saw that, Matthew, right now. Anarchy, hot civil war due to the divisions in the U.S. You don't need a dream to see this coming. We are too docile and soft here in Canada. That's what Anthony is saying. Supreme Canada saying, Ellen Howick, that's what I think will happen. Canada is a pretty hostile climate when you think about it. And yeah, Blunt News in the house. Yeah, we got to get a lot of first-time callers, guys. I need all you guys on the show. Hopefully next week we can get the Raven back on. People came to the shop today to see me. Oh, yeah, today. We love the Raven, and we love Lord Humongous. We love Supreme Canon. We this and that, and I never get notifications from your channel. So I actually have to physically check your channel regularly to see what's up. You know, think of it back in the day, guys, where back in the day you used to have something called a TV guide. And on that TV guide, it was printed on paper. You would flip through it and see what shows were giving, right? Now, even if you set your reminders here for Mike of the Night and you can't get through, or they don't send you a reminder, guys, don't forget that I'm on at the times that I'm on. I'm always on at the times that I'm on. So let's go to article scan. See, there are already preset reminders. So even if you don't get a notification, you could set a reminder in your phone or on your stopwatch or something that Mike in the Night is on. This Wednesday, guys, we're going to have trends in the housing market. Guys, don't forget to check this one out, trends in the housing market. We're going to be talking about the mass exoduses of these major cities. Maybe we could get Buddy from Pennsylvania to call in here. We got Mike in the Night. This is a really good one next week. It is Symbiosis Intelligence. And then we got Mike in the Night on the 12th of September. And this one's going to be good. Dystopian Future. This one's going to be a good Mike in the Night if you guys want to catch this one. And I usually don't plan too far ahead, but I went far ahead. This one is called Unknowingly Trapped Inside, Mike in the Night. If you guys want to be... Big Rob New Zealand just sent me $5 New Zealand dollars. He's saying, get Supreme Fiber, Mike. No, my problem is where I'm at, I only have X amount of internet where I am. And they haven't had fiber optics in my area yet. So I'm going to give them a call and say, look, everyone that lives on the street is from the coast. Everyone moved here from a big city to this small town. They want good internet here. You know what I'm saying? So what else we got here? So all the Mike in the Nights coming up. Go ahead and set your reminders. This one, we're going to make this a good show. Mike in the Night, you have to see it for yourself to believe it. So I dated that for October 3rd because apparently there's some sort of another announcement with this transhumanism changes that are being made with bioengineering and nanotechnologies in human blood cells or something. They're supposed to announce something on the first week of October. Let's see what Sean has here. Sean, what's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. Just packing away, getting ready for the move.
I know, everyone's been leaving the big cities.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea at this point. But don't worry, I don't need to get into the kid stuff to skirt around. I mean, YouTube's terms of service does say you can't discriminate against religions, and Luciferianism is a religion. So
yeah, Luciferianism is unfortunately going to find its way through the cracks and find its way to the hearts of our children and people and the weak and vulnerable.
Yeah, it's already here. So, like, I did want to explain their gods and why being genderless, let's say, is important to them. It's actually part of their religion. In Luciferianism, you have to in order to be created in man's image, part of that is in order to become a god, you have to be androgynous or like a tree. You know, it's a non-dual religion, so it's like male and female combined kind of thing. It's either that or neither, but you can't have male and female because that's a Christian or not Christian, but like just that implies that you're made in God's image. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get rid of everything that is attached to God. So that's down like the family unit. So mother and father, they want to get rid of that. Gender, they want to get rid of that. Hence the push towards transhumanism and incubator babies and test tubes, all that stuff. And hooking you up to the matrix, that's a part of it too. So since this is about Neuralink, I guess I could get into that aspect of things. There's not just Neuralink, I call it the modern day lobotomy. There's optogenetics as well, which is like a bacteria that reacts to light and gets injected into your brain, and that's actually probably more effective. Some guys from CRISPR actually worked on optogenetics and did some testing for that. So that's another method of mind control. Because they talk about how you can control items through Neuralink and you can, like from miles away or whatever, but that goes the other way as well. Like you can be hacked as well and controlled.
That's what I was telling the other caller there that was in the underground bunker there in the bottom of Lisbon. I was telling him basically, what if they planted something in there in that whatever they put in your brain and it's like some sort of a default, when you become a sleeper agent or something.
Well, yeah, and they want to activate pleasure and pain centers in your brain for carrot and stick motivation. So if you do something that they don't like, through Skynet or, I guess Starlink, they can see you doing it. And if it's a no-no to them, then they'll activate the pain. It's sort of like a Clockwork Orange, where they program you where the guy, Alex in Clockwork Orange, he has no free will. And that's exactly what they want to do. They want to get rid of your free will. The whole point of that movie was, what happens if it's taken away from you and you're denied the choice to do good or bad things?
Well, that's what keeps us separate from animals. Is the difference between us and animals is we know when we're doing something wrong, or we know the difference between right and wrong, but we're heading towards this darkness, this darkness, this alleyway of darkness, and this seeing things as like, oh, it's okay to do this. It's okay for these pedos. It's okay. Like there's no wrong anymore. And it's like, what? No accountability anymore. What?
Yeah, I mean, you have people saying the wrong tweet or on YouTube saying something that especially like what I noticed on YouTube was the anti-vaxxers got banned first.
Mm-hmm.
Before Red Ice, before Alex Jones.
Oh no, before them was the climate people.
Yeah, climate as well. And that's the thing too, is like they knew that climate wasn't really convincing people. And they're like, well, we need people to fall in line, so they threw the COVID thing out. But
hold on. This reminds me of the guest that came to see me last week that was on a conference call with regional directors. We're asking her on a conference call in this very high-level job, she can't tell me, they asked her, how could we make climate change like COVID, where everything falls in place?
Yeah, exactly. They would love to have that.
That is huge, dude!
Yeah, well, and the thing is, like Jordan Peterson, he mentioned, like I'm not I used to be a little bit of a fan, but I believe in the ideal, not the idol. So when you start, worshiping or worship, when you start worshiping people, in a sense, you just totally overlook. It disarms you. You overlook their flaws. So I don't really trust the guy. I mean, he's stating the obvious, and everybody's all like woo wah. But he did say something that was quite interesting, is that more conservative people tend to be more fearful of germs. And it's a conservative people that they were having trouble convincing of the climate stuff. So the germs really escalated. They sped up the process. But what I noticed too is a lot of people in the fuselage on the left, were buying guns. A lot of people that would be like, forget it, no question, that's it. No guns in this house, are like, yeah, I'm buying guns because let's look what's going on. So now there's been record sales of arms. You can't even buy ammo. I mean, you're lucky if you could probably get like birdshot, and that's it.
Well, no, you could go to some native reserves and they make bullets.
Oh, I'm sure they do. But I bet you even in the States they're on low supply. Unless you're buying 22, then like those are more prevalent.
Or a Mac 10.
Yeah, but I mean, in regards to like, I'm kind of torn on the whole like China invasion thing, because they're having a lot of food issues. We got 300 million
Flooding.
acres, yeah, of drought, and the other half of the country is flooded, and a lot of their food comes from the U.S. The majority, I believe, of their
Soy.
food comes from, yeah. Well, not just soy, pork. They really love the pork too, right? So, and the U.S. is, definitely getting more bolstered in the South China Sea, and I think China is still quite a paper tiger in regards to military strength, and it's just strategically, I don't see it to be all that viable. Because there's altitude issues of running food or running fuel and operations near India. So they'd be stretched pretty thin if they were tried to try to start another world war, so to speak. I think more so now they're for the last few decades they've been working on soft power, buying up real estate and
Economic takeover.
Yeah,
No
in
shots
accordance
fired.
with their Belt and Road Initiative, and there's also internal struggles. There's a lot of people. There's record numbers of people leaving the CCP membership. You got internal struggles between Jiang Zemin and Xi Jinping, and I think it's actually quite possible that China may fracture
Internally.
so to maybe like 13 or 16 different states.
Well,
so
that's how it was before World War II. A lot of people don't know that before World War II, before Japan invaded Manchuria, Manchuria was its own state governed by its own law.
Yeah,
now Manchuria is part of China, right?
Inner Mongolia,
Tibet, yeah.
Yeah, you name it. So a lot of people already there are have the built up resentment. They're outright killing the Mongolian culture. They're trying to very, very hard. I mean, what else is new? But yeah, like I just see a lot of internal struggle with China in particular. But they have quite a diaspora. So they have their hands in all these pies, right? Especially Canada. I think Canada will be contested territory. And there's talk of the U.S. coming in and dealing with the corruption in Canada. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, some of that's Q information, so grain of salt. But I don't see the China coming from off the California coast. Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of Marxists.
I can't see that. They have the manpower, but they don't have. I just don't think they have the proper training instilled in a lot of these guys. I mean,
yeah, they're not battle ready. They're not battle hardened. I mean, a lot of their, they have this secret, or they had this secret helicopter gyro type thing where like it fits two people, and they try putting people with rocket launchers on it. Didn't really work out all that well. They had to try to get some paratroopers to jump off these things, and they'd hit the tail of the little gyro. And these parts that they're getting are from like Netherlands, Sweden, Europe essentially. In regards to the UN, maybe. I mean, I spoke to this Spec Ops retired officer who's worked a lot with the UN, and he basically says they're not really good for much. Because you look at the Medic pocket or Rwanda. I think they were involved in Yugoslavia and stuff too. I can't know 100% sure.
All your favorite travel destinations.
Yeah, all your favorite Balkanized states, and so that's been part of the goal too, is to balkanize the West and to get it. It's easier to divide from within, and you are hearing a lot more about food shortages now. There are food shortages. I think Lord is right in terms of we have the capacity to make a lot of food. It's being controlled. It's a controlled demolition of the food supply. So Beirut was totally, that's not just an accident that a port freaking blows up in Beirut. You're witnessing the controlled demolition of the supply chain around the world. I mean, you got South Africa, where people are stealing railroad ties, they're stealing power lines, so you can't even get the food out across the country, even if you tried. Yemen, there's nothing on the news about Yemen, but Yemen's pretty much starving.
Oh yeah, the starvation there in Yemen is, but it happened. It started during the Obama. All this crap started during the Obama administration, right? So it's been going on for what, 12 years now?
I'd say probably Bush Jr. initiated it.
Well, they had their bases in Yemen, and then they pulled their bases out of Yemen. Remember?
Well, I was too young to remember, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. And you hear all these talks about peace, peace talks and between Israel and Palestine, and right after those talks, it's just been weeks of it's just more of the same.
And that's been going on for 100 years now.
Oh yeah, and also too in Syria, apparently northeastern Syria, U.S. troops were there, and apparently they were cut off by the Russian troops.
That's correct. When they were doing some war games, right?
Yeah, and then they were saying, oh well, there was a collision. There was a collision. I mean, maybe there was, but based on the footage that I've seen, they were quite far apart. They were just honking. And so I didn't really see anything like that. But they like to stir things up because, Russia, right? So, I mean, as far as an invasion goes, I don't really see hard power. I do see soft power. But you're going to hear probably more about, it's already been happening, but I've been telling people for the next 2 months, you'll be hearing more and more about food security issues, famines. So, and that seems to be escalating. And I'm not really surprised either. The last caller talking about, something bad happening in the States in November. Well, I mean that to me is kind of a no-brainer. To what degree, I'm not sure. I would say that, if Trump wins, there's going to be riots. If he loses, there's going to be riots. It's a no-win situation in my opinion. And I think the Democrats at this point don't even intend to win. They just intend to drive as many wedges as possible. So with the voting mail stuff, and they want mail-in voting because
can we just call it Mickey Mouse voting?
Sure, call it whatever you want. I mean, it's so broken, and it's proven to be, and the Democrats know this because that's their ticket to say, well, it was unfair because look at all the corruption or look at all the issues with the mail-in voting. So he's not the legitimate winner. Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So and it's funny because they have Kamala Harris, and I don't know if I called it on the show, but I did tell people he's gonna pick a woman of color, and it's probably gonna be Kamala Harris or the etc. The other ones to choose from. And it's funny because she's a Brahmin. She's a descendant of Brahmins who were slave owners. So it's kind of funny that they're choosing somebody who arrested parents for truancy infractions. You didn't send your kids on the bus to school one day. The police show up at your house. Mm-hmm. And she was really tough on marijuana. She arrested, I think it was 1,600 people or so in her own state or in her own jurisdiction.
for guys, here's
cannabis
pictures of Kamala right here. I don't know if you guys remember Kamala here.
Yeah, Miss, I listened to Tupac and smoked joints and all this stuff, you know. Meanwhile, she arrested people for doing those things, which wasn't even true. I mean, like she graduated in like the 80s or something, and Tupac wasn't till like the 90s. So, you know, just pandering. But you know, like I said, all these politicians are selected. They're bought and paid for before you even know that they exist. And you know, they talked about Kamala Harris in Canada a lot more than they talked about Leslyn Lewis. And I'm not a big fan of Leslyn Lewis, but you know, like they do what they're trying to do is they're just trying to distract Canadians from Canadian politics and what's going on here, because there's a lot to be said about the level of corruption in our government, just constant scandals and embezzlement and frankly, you know, treason against the people, I'd say. So they have to keep this fear level up, right? When you are afraid and you have to wear a mask and you know you're buying into all the propaganda, your higher order thinking just goes out the window. So you have a lot of people that just go along with it. I mean, I went to my doctor the other day, begrudgingly. I just started to be more and more distrustful. And you know, they're holding a temperature gun to my head and telling me to wear a mask. And you know, I take it off in the waiting room. I get to my doctor, and at the end of the appointment, he's like, "Oh, sorry," and he pulls down his mask and starts drinking his bubble tea. You know, I don't even think he buys it.
No.
You know, but he's just doing what he's told to do. And that's the problem. Like, they got everybody, right? It's like you get fired from your job if you don't do the, you know, roll with the corporate policy, right? They're getting corporate stores employees, you know, teenagers and all that to enforce these mask mandates on you. You know, getting the people to police each
Social
other.
justice warriors.
And not even people will have something to lose, right? If you have something to gain by all
Guys,
of this.
I have some bad news. I actually did not know this. I'm a big 1980s wrestler, and I kind of want to throw this out there. Former wrestler Kamala Harris dies at 70, August 10th, 2020. I did not know he passed away. I just, respects and prayers go to the family. I'm a big 80s wrestler. I even have his toy. I think I even have a signed photo of him too. I was a big, I'm sorry, Steve, Sean, I have to bring this up, but I just found out he died last,
Is wrestling or wrestling? You know, like the
No, it's the 80s wrestling. It was back in the day when it was entertaining, and
okay, so like WWF.
Yeah,
WCW.
Kamala Harris dies. I did not know he died. Anyways.
Yeah, no, it's a male soap opera. I get it. It's. I lost my train of thought.
Masks and people aren't believing it.
Oh yeah, so like, you know, if you have something to gain, if you're making money off of it, then you know you're a human being, you have self-interest, right? So you know, people are their pensions, their threat, you know, you got to wear a mask or you lose your pension kind of thing, right? It's like, or if you're a doctor, you got to do what we say or you lose your medical license, which has been happening. Right, so it's all political.
Well, all the scientists that got deplatformed and lost their jobs because they went against global warming.
Yeah, real scientists,
like real people that actually stood up for us, the watchdogs of
these
society.
Scientific celebrities like Bill Nye and
what's that loser's name? Man Bear Pig. What's his name? Man Bear Pig. What's his name? Al Gore.
Al Gore. Yeah. He was actually. He actually sued the guy that did the chart. It wasn't Al Gore, but the guy that actually, I don't know if it was Neil Ferguson, because it was based on his model, the same model used on the COVID numbers in the UK. But he was, I think, in Vancouver, in the Vancouver courts. The guy that came up with the models sued a so-called climate denier, you know, the pejorative, and lost because his data wasn't correct. You know, like they completely ignore 100 years of climate data, and they just totally ignore the global warming period of the medieval warming period. They just totally negate that. You know, the sun has more of an impact on the climate than
One
we do.
quadrillion percent. The sun has its own elliptic rotation. It has its own
Yep.
orbit. It has everything. And I think when it's
volcano
facing a
goes off, and
certain,
there you
I don't know
go.
how big
You
its
got
rotation
carbon
is, but
emission.
when it's at a certain period, we get a smaller ice age or cooler years, and then not an ice age, but a cooler. They had the mini ice age in Europe in I
Yep.
think it was in the year 1100, and then they
Well,
had it
yeah.
again. Like a cooling period in the early 1800s. It was kind of cool, but not cool enough like the early 1100s. But it happens, and it's up to the sun.
Yeah.
We get less solar flares. We
Up
get
the sun, or there's volcanoes as well.
volcanoes
like
are dangerous. People have no idea. See, if you want to talk climate change, one good volcano with enough soot and ash could put so much crap and carbon into our ionosphere more than we do in 100 years. One good volcano.
Well, the whole climate like sustainable development goals, that's code for depopulation. And the carbon emission, that's code for you exhale carbon, your carbon being, you gotta go.
Dude, they tried passing this. I told you about the carbon initiative methane plan that they tried to pass in the 1870s, and they tried to charge farmers for carbon tax from their cows.
Oh yeah,
that was in the 1870s, dude. They didn't even have cars back then.
And a bit of digression, but to Alan's point, you saying that Chinese videos of welding houses shut, dropping in the streets could have been fake. They totally were, because nothing gets outside of China, the Great Chinese Firewall, without them letting it get out, and they did that to scare the rest of the world. And it's funny because you look at this footage and you're like, oh my god, it's so draconian and barbaric. And then it happens in Melbourne, and it happens in New Zealand, and people are like, oh, okay. You know, like they're just indifferent. They don't put the two together that like, well, that's exactly what China's doing. You know? So it's being normalized. And future generations,
I'm scared of what they're
normalizing.
normalizing, and that's what's scaring me.
Yeah, because it's not about us. You know, it's about, they want the kids, and they want to push. There's a lot of, they're programming the kids to conform to their new reset, because this reset is not just a financial reset. It's supposed to be a reset of your entire way of life, your entire society, how it's going to operate, how the family dynamic is, right down to your genetics, modifying your genetics. Because as I said,
I just don't want stuff that don't need to be normalized to be left alone, and just let us live and die in peace, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, there are those who want to be left alone, and those who won't leave us alone. And that's what it boils down to. That's where you get the whole Karen phenomenon. These people want to intrude into your life and dictate to you their virtue and or what they perceive to be virtuous, and they know not what they speak, because they heard it from somebody else. It used to be like, you use Socratic method, you'd use first principles, and then you'd move on to science. But they cut out the philosophy part. They cut out, and they made a joke of it, and they just went on to the science part. And that's why you have the scientism, the religion of scientism, where the scientists are the priests. They're the priest class.
No, see, I'm a creationist. I believe there's a creator. I believe.
Yeah. Now
I don't care. People could tell me whatever they want, and you know what? And if I can't see it, I can't believe it. That's good for you, but leave me the hell alone.
Yeah,
and don't tell me what I can't tell and not teach my kids.
Let me determine what is virtuous and what is a vice.
And all this selective processing and all this garbage, they can't prove any of it.
Oh yeah, and well, I mean, the overpopulation myth too. That was started by the Club of Rome, by the group of eugenicists that we all know and love. So, and that's been very successful. The world's overpopulated, this and that. And a lot of people in the West, they think, oh, well, we got to do something about the world has to do something about India, China, and Africa, but they want it here too. The elites want to depopulate the West as well, because they don't like the individualism, they don't like free will, and they want people that are subservient automatons And the whole genetic modification thing's important too, because like I said, like they want to create man in man's image. And to do that, you have to destroy everything created in God's image. So the
That's
two
not gonna
parent
fly.
families.
That's not
Yeah,
gonna.
well, they're working on it. I
Well,
mean,
they're
they're
working on it.
normalizing it.
That's you're 100%, Sean. You're on the money with that. But the
Yeah.
thing is, I think this the mystery of life. People are forgetting that life's a mystery. We are not here, or I think everyone has a part to play, regardless of how minimal, how big, how small, or how irrelevant they feel in their lives. Everybody plays some sort of a part here.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all the world's a stage. It's the word person comes from persona, right? And par means through, and sona means sound. So together they mean mask. So out of the masks comes a sound. So it all kind of boils down to we're all players on this world stage. It's just I think a lot of people they go about their daily lives. They don't realize how much they've been. I mean, we've all been brainwashed to a degree. Everybody has. If you've watched TV and you think that you're smarter than the propaganda on it, even if you're critical, there's some subliminal messaging that's programming you. Reaffirmations of things, right? And that just get embedded into your mind. The Buddhists, when they count prayer beads, when they count their beads, they're not really prayer beads. They're just sort of like counting reminders in repetition. So they sort of program themselves. So like I'm loving, right? They say it. I can't remember how many beads there are. I think there's like 40 to 50 beads on these prayer beads, and they just say the same thing over and over as reaffirmations. Because when you say something enough, when something's spoken to you enough, it gets imprinted in your brain, and you start adopting it.
Right.
So
you are what you think.
Yeah, and that's why they're pushing this whole like all this stuff on the radio, all this stuff in commercials. Because they're reaffirming it in your brain, whether you disagree with it or not. They are programming you, and the thing is that the future generations, the way things are going, they won't know anything else, right? It's like, I mean, we used as a society, the West used to have a big issue with taxes. Well, the U.S. in particular, they did not. It used to be that if you worked for the government or you were using government services, that's when you were being taxed, right? Everybody else, it wasn't supposed to be taxed. And free trade isn't fair trade. And it used to be with trade where they would tax the imports they would tax duty. They would charge duties.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the country would get its income. Now they're taxing internally, and it's been normalized for our generation. Right, income tax.
The next generation is going to be normalized, randomized blood tests. Oh, we're going to have to. You've been selected for a randomized blood test. Come on in.
Yep.
Or
because it's a new normal for them. For our generation, it's not, but for them, it's their new normal. It's all they know. It's the bubble that they're, that they've grown. It's all they know. You can't have, if you ask a blind person, if they see black all the time, they don't know what you mean, because they have nothing to. If they were born blind, they have no contrast. So when you say, "Oh, you only see darkness," they don't. It's hard. They can't conceive it, right? So because you have to have contrast in order to see. And if you move the goalpost and you take away that contrast, right? Like the left has been doing for a couple decades now. The Overton window has been shifting, and the so-called right wing is no longer the way. I mean, look at our conservative party. They're progressive conservatives. They're not even real conservatives. They're not even conservatives. They're acquiescing, and they let the left move the goalposts to the point, where a if you're a traditional a free market type person, you're alt-right, you're extreme right. And that's what they're doing on YouTube, right? They're making people like Tim Pool, more right-wing. Like, he's going to be perceived as more right-wing. And, beyond him, everybody else is going to be a radical. But your average person doesn't agree with all this stuff. Like, your average person knows that this, nobody trusts the media anymore. And YouTube is, by the by, YouTube is not even bothering with the copyright strikes or the flagging or anything. Like, they'll just ban channels outright with no strikes on them. And I recommend that content creators, instead of being a YouTuber that creates content, think of yourself as a content creator instead, on multiple different platforms, because that's what it's going to take. You want to be on Library, BitChute, Minds, Gab, all that stuff. You got to branch out, because YouTube is going to go the way of MySpace. What made YouTube great is, channels like yours, people just talking, not even a green screen. There's people that don't even have a green screen. They're just chatting about politics or whatever. And that's what people wanted. They wanted sincerity. They wanted authenticity. And YouTube's becoming more and more of a superficial, vapid husk of of its former self. And, your average person's just going to get toasted on YouTube, not get promoted at all. So I heavily recommend, doing exclusives maybe on different platforms. Drawing people on platforms, because eventually all YouTube will be good for is plugging your other platforms.
Yeah. That's what AJ was doing that towards the end of his YouTube thing. He was getting his website done. AJ, Alex Jones, was doing that for a while.
Yeah, and he's fine. Why is he fine? Because he created alternatives. He wasn't really, he expected this. He saw this coming. Stefan Molyneux, he also saw this coming a mile away. Sticks, Hex, and Hammer, he sees it coming too. And it makes the blow less of an issue. I think it was a Red Elephants that was recently banned too. So, but you'll have normie people being banned. Anybody with an opinion that doesn't go with the narrative. So yeah, I mean, I can't stress it enough, have those alternative platforms, because it's important, because censorship, Trump is doing nothing about the censorship. He's doing nothing about it. And he complains on Twitter about it all the time, but he doesn't do anything.
How's the situation in Russia?
And I don't think that's going to change. If people think that he's going to do it, when he gets elected again, I don't see that happening. I'm sorry. So,
well, we'll see what happens.
It's up to you.
Okay, Sean, I'm going to let you go. I'm 30 minutes over my time. It's 3.5 hours. I really need to go to the bathroom. So
yeah,
we'll get you on next week or the week after, whenever you want to come on, and we could talk.
I move on the 5th, so I got to get the internet hooked up. So maybe a couple weeks, and
take your time, buddy. Take your time.
Yeah,
hopefully, by then we'll be closer to election day, and we could discuss more things that are happening.
Yeah, sounds good. It's gonna be at the very least very exciting. So
good. I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're excited, and I'm happy that you're moving on up in life.
Well, we'll see, but yeah, thank you very much, Mike, and you take care.
God bless you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All
right, guys, that's it. It's Mike in the Night. I'm done. I'm tired. You know what time it is, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Buy something
Gemini
on Teespring.
King, Mike in the Night and the Gemini crew.
Ooh!
Ooh!
It's Mike in the Night, people. People of the night.
Night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night.
Oh yeah.
Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another turn, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Oh, don't you know it?
Everything's alright when you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night.
Good night, Mitch. Good night, Alan. Good night, Cy. Good night, Lord Humongous. Good night, Anthony. Blunt News. Tyler. Anarchy. Steven Sewell, Ben Savage.
So let's just talk about the world, 'cause you're here with us tonight. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Mike into the night, you're here with Mike in the night. Let's just talk about the world. Give this page another curl, 'cause you're here with us tonight.
Remember, guys out there, take care. And if you can't take care,